Hey, so I'm gonna look through these pictures and find my pictures first before I start screen sharing. But we're gonna pick up exactly where we left off. It's a picture of the Chaldean soldiers with the Hebrew people or whatever that they have captive, and we're gonna break into the picture real quick. Yes, found it. Give me one moment, and then from there we'll carry on. One moment. So I'm about to share my screen. We're going to just let me know if you can see it or not. So you should be able to see it. See what's going on here. 1 second. Oh my goodness, please quit down. And there we go. It's the easiest way to keep track of what's going on outside of like actually getting all carried away. However, here we are. So we've all seen this. Let's go ahead and blow it up. um, let's just look at it carefully. For some odd reason, when I was sharing the screen last time, and I went into my little Windows Movie Maker program, it stopped sharing the pictures. It stopped sharing. I don't know. I don't know what to account that for. Um, However, what I wanted to for everybody to take note of in this picture, based on what I can see, there's one, two, three, four, what it looks like men and one woman who are all sitting down. As I said in the last one before it was over, there's a brother over here who's got his hand on his chin, who looks as if he's contemplating something. And if you look very closely, there's hair on his chin. The brother right next to him in the middle of the other brother has a beard, and he looks dazed and confused. There's a brother right next to him who's got a little mustache. He's looking sad. You can't see the other brother who's behind them. You can only see the sister who's got her hand up, almost as if she's the one playing, because these niggas know it's over already. They're like, there's no point in doing none of that, you know. The Chaldeans who were standing up, the so-called Chaldeans who were looking at the so-called Israelite captives. Now, once again, for them to be known as Israelites and for these guys to be known as Chaldeans, there's a lot of time that has to go by because the children of Israel are considered the children of Israel for a long time. Normally, when you actually see this picture and you pull it up, it's Chaldean soldiers with Hebrews is what they'll give you the description as. But whoever wrote this obviously had the free reign to say whatever. Once again, notice in the background the gene or whatever the fuck that is, dude. Like, and there's something hanging on the tree. That could be their travel baggage that the Chaldeans made them hang up. Like, we're not going nowhere no time soon. Go ahead, get comfortable. But it seems as if they cast a spell of some sort, or this entity is with them, and that could very well have the Israelite or the Hebrew people quelled or held off. But the point was that I was making is that right here, while we have this picture, I'm going to go and get another picture real quick. One moment of of not of a obviously of a Gentile that somebody who has been conditioned by this society to believe as such as their people, but I know better than. And I'm just going to pick up this picture right here. I like this one. So look at this guy. Um, I mean, he has the dark skin for the most part. You know, you can't really see his hair, but he has a bushy looking beard, you know, bushy looking facial hair. There's a lot of people who be like, "Oh, that's our people. That's people, fam. You tripping, bro?" No, he's not. That's a black Gentile. Look how high up the facial hair on his face is, up to his eyes. You know, I'm trying to think of a picture of any so-called Hebrew people, Semitic people that have that kind of facial hair formation. You know, um, when you actually look at specific groups of people, only some of them actually have facial hair formations like this that naturally align like that. Naturally, the Aboriginal man of all lands, whether you say Australia or whatever, this guy right here. This is another picture of another Aboriginal type man. You're going to try to say that that's our people. That's a brother. He looked just like our brother. I'm like, no, these are people that have been blood mixing for thousands of years before the white man ever came onto the scene. Then he specifically bred certain casts of these people together to get the designed or thought after or sought after purpose within some of these bodies. And I'm gonna go to some of the body types later when I have the full blown body pics. Look at this guy right here. Once again, he doesn't look like our people for the most part, but he has, you know, darker skin, full spread of facial hair. Obviously, the one thing that's separating him is the fact that his hair lays down and it doesn't stand up. It doesn't seem like it's a big deal, but it actually is something crucial when um, I'm going to show you guys something, and then you do the math with me. So you see these little boys right here, right? You see all this black skin or brown skin in this picture. Despite the fact that you can see some of them have blood in them, that obviously isn't all coarse hair or whatever. That's neither here nor there. Could these little boys look like this if they had two white parents that had hair that fell down? Or any kind of parent that had hair that fell down? They wouldn't look like this right now. Their hair wouldn't look like this at this stage in their life. It would look totally different. You see? And one moment. This is just another thing, you know. Look at these little boys right here. They wouldn't have hair that was beginning to curl up and starting to look, you know, coarse with brown skin if their parents didn't look like that. You can't change genetics to fit your scheme of beliefs because it doesn't make you feel good. You know what I'm saying? Look at this guy right here. Full spread. His hair looks like it's been laying down his whole life. And he's darker than me, you know. His wife is a little bit lighter, or his daughter's a little bit lighter than me, but he's for sure darker than I. You see what I'm saying? And for her to get that light, he obviously was with the woman that's lighter than him. I'm gonna skip this guy. He's not an islander. Now let's look at this little boy. He's an Aboriginal, right on. So called of the I forget what tribe in the Papua New Guinea. But look at his hair. Don't look nothing like the other little boys as far as his hair is concerned. His skin tone, yeah. His facial features, kind of, sort of. But once again, these are things where if you've been blood mixing, you're going to look similar after a while. Look at this dude. He don't look nothing like any children. He don't look nothing like no black kid you know. The little boy's face in the background, if you sure, I guess. Their faces, once again, sure. But their other features don't tell that story. The other features don't tell that story. Their hair is not like your hair. How could two people with coarse hair have a child that has hair like that? When has that ever happened? Same thing with this gentleman right here. Pretty little girl. Look at her. Her hair falls down, and she's darker than me. All these people. Look at these people. Their hair doesn't exactly fall down. It's bushled. But look at how their bodies are built, right? You know, like the actual way that their shoulders are built, all that, their chest, their abdomens, the length of their legs to their torsos, all these things are huge. Once again, the black woman to the very left would be the right though, if you were actually looking at it, the proper way. But she's in the left as it faces us, with her arms crossed, looking like she's got an attitude. Just like all these stanky black chicks be having attitudes in all these different cultures, And I'm not saying anything about black women in particular, but it's like when they're like that, already off tops, already, I know she's not humble. Off tops, I know she's not. Look at her. And we've all seen that same face on a black chick. Please. Look at these dudes. They all look inbred in a mug. Don't look nothing like my people. You probably seen people with facial features or facial symmetry similar to. Those aren't your people. Look at their hair. No. Is your hair like that? Because if it is, you need to start questioning exactly what your actual genetic bloodline is. This is a picture of painted about the Aboriginals. Their curly hair and their beards. They have those. Look, this is just support. This dude right here to the left is an Aboriginal. He's still not even really built like us. The other guy's not even built like us. These are two of the closest pictures I've ever seen of Aboriginals being even like kind of built like we're built like. They just don't have the same muscular mold. They just don't look the same. You know what I mean? If I took my shirt off, I wouldn't look like that. I look way different. So this is one of those things. Those are just islanders. Look at this dude right here. Look at my dude, man. Look at my dude. That's not an afro. But his hair isn't exactly falling down either. That's his natural state of being with his hair. People know black people that have hair just like this, naturally just like this. And they get called brother and sister all the time. I'm not here to bash. Once again, I'm here to allow you to see the differences. This is another picture that I love a lot. This is a Native American black young lady. Look at her hair, please. You're going to tell me that you've never seen a black young lady or a black woman with that same facial symmetry? Only she might have an afro. So once again, if people have been blood mixing just for a few hundred years and they already look hella similar, what is the difference going to be when you've been blood mixing for thousands? Right. You're going to look that much more similar, harder to distinguish. Well, where did you really come from? Or are you really part of this bloodline? Are you part of this bloodline? But if you look at the base features, which is the phenotype, the physical appearance, that will dictate everything that you're thinking or seeing. Look at these dudes, man. Ridiculous. Anyway, I'm not even going to talk about these guys. Look at these three Aboriginal young ladies right here, where they haven't had the blood mix so hard, so they don't look super duper inbred like other Aboriginals look. Also note, they're way more light skinned than other Aboriginals. Way more light skinned, and more akin. I'm not gonna say that you've seen chicks who look just like this, but you've seen mixed girls that have a lot of these features, especially their facial symmetry, especially the girl in the middle. Y'all done seen black girls that look just like this girl in the middle. Don't play with me, don't play with me. Look at this. Beautiful little girl. But you can see her hair. Once again, they'll pawn her off to you as black. I had a very interesting conversation with several gentlemen this weekend. And then one of them, the conversation went something like, the brother was telling me, he's like, man, I know all black people ain't the same shit. And I'm excited to hear it, because then he goes on to say, yeah, man, all black is not black. I swear he says it just like that. It's like, oh shit. This dude's after my own heart, And then I get to breaking it down to him, like how he's absolutely correct, going through a biological effort, not just what you feel now. This is what you've been seeing your whole life. How can you base it out to something physical? So that way there's a tangible effort here that people can realize and hold on to. Look at this gentleman right here. Now I want y'all to understand, when people get their hair dreaded up, their hair does not look like that when they're brothers. No, I'm sorry, it does not look like that. You see how loose his hair? Do you understand how loose your hair has to be for it to fall down like that after it's been matted together? Look at him. But once again, if I put an afro on this dude, you know brothers that look just like this dude in the face. Facial symmetry, the exact same. I don't want to talk about no sorry ass dudes like that. Not even this one either, because that's an African. They ain't got nothing to do with what's going on. I'm gonna get back to the morals later. Look at this little Aboriginal baby right here. This is another point that I'm trying to point out. The darker they are, sometimes, depending on what locale they're in, the more inbred they look, you know? And it's because they haven't got out of their tribe ever, you know? That's how they kept the bloodline strong. This is a picture that I'm going to use again and again and again. But this is just because I'm cycling through. But there's this picture and another one, and there's 3 pictures I have to use to tie into the Denisovans, the Pacific and the Angel DNA, and white people. This shit is huge, and it's gonna dictate where certain brands of specific kinds of white people actually probably do seed from. Gonna make a lot of people feel a certain type of way, but first, once again, first and foremost, I'm going to come with their histories that support what the scripture already says about these people and specific locales or specific happenings. So that way there can be no, oh, nigga, you tripping. No, we won't go through that. So these are this picture the last time. These are all so-called Black Native Americans, people that are aboriginal to the land, so-called indigenous. But never mind. I'm not even going to the word indigenous because it could be disputed to having a real definition at all, if any. Right here, the fact of this is the face of the indigenous. Right there, they look. You gotta understand, these are the same women. When I break down this book, White Trash, that I got, these are the same women that I'm showing you right now that these dirty ass fucking white devils came here and impregnated and had so-called mulatto babies with. Okay, you understand that? The little half-caste. These were the first people. Okay, these were the first people that they were doing that shit to. All right. They didn't take this land over by force. Look at these faces. Look at the facial symmetry. Tell me you don't know Black people who look just like these people. Once again, when you've been blood mixing for hundreds of years with this isolated community of people, you're going to look a certain way. Look at these dudes. Ain't none of these dudes built like my people with little pot bellies and little ass. Man, look, man, these dudes are not my people, bro. Looking super duper. Anyway, stop. And these are little African dudes, so I don't want to get carried away on them. And I got nothing wrong with no African. Well, certain ones of them, the ones who know what's up, there's no beef. The ones who be acting funny, man, they can get down the road with that. You know what I'm saying? Because they come over here to America talking to me like I don't know what the fuck is up. Nigga, you wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for Black Americans. You know what I'm saying? So sit your monkey ass down somewhere. But anyway, look at this picture. Look at it. Unless these dudes shave, and most of them look like they don't. They look like they have woollier hair, almost coarse type hair, with straight monkey faces. Look at them. And you're going to be like, oh, yeah, but look how they're built, though. But that's, once again, that's part of your physical appearance, bro. That's part of your physical appearance. These guys are, once again, more similar. These are also, once again, these big Black people that they wanted to get right on. They were mating people with people because they knew what they were looking at. I need y'all to really start to understand something. They know who they were looking at. Look at this. Look at this. The ones in the back have seemingly more coarse hair than some of the ones in the front. Regardless of that factor, though, Look at these dudes. They're not built like you. They're not. They have tribal markings on their body. I'm starting to think that tribal markings might have something to do with beyond rituals and things like that, like the actual animals that they might have been hybrid mixed with. So some of these scars and markings may be similar to specific animals, things like that. I creatures. We will look into it. If only this picture got bigger. But this is just another point that I'm just showing to you. Look at all their hair. Look at how it all grows. Right on. That does not look like it fucking falls down naturally. Man, anyway, dude, it's crazy. Look how dark this little Indian dude is. It's crazy. Look at this guy. You can tell that his son is darker than him just by a little bit, but you can tell that his son is. How dark would he have to be, or how dark would the mother have to be for the little boy to be like that? And his hair still falls down naturally, it seems. Come on, man, with a little puff to it. So his mom might be black, I guess, or whatever, but his dad could be part black. It's just weirdo shit like that, that people don't really give no credence to, But look at this dude and his son. A lot of y'all be like, they're black. Sounding dumb as a motherfucker when you say stuff like that. Look at this dude right here, Crow tribesman. Before you say something silly like, oh, his hair stands up. Unless you're telling me that these natives are the only ones who had access to cosmetics and things like that. That dude put something in his hair to make his hair stand up, and his hair falls down naturally. Yes. Yes. That was hard to believe. No, you don't want to believe that. That's what it is. You understand? That's all it is. And until people can come to this conclusive effort, they're not going to get nowhere at all. Period. Period. Look at them. Black faces that look just like this. Black faces that look just like it. And yet you're going to call him a brother because you have no idea what you're looking at. And I've been telling you for almost 2 years now. But fuck what I'm talking about. See what I'm saying? And I can say that. It doesn't matter how you feel how I said when I said that. That's the truth. Look at these people. The so-called Native Americans. Look at this white looking one. I don't know if that's just a damn paint on their motherfucking ass because they got brown feet and brown hands. But understand though, look at these people. Look at their hair. Some of them like they have like Afro type hair. Some of them look like they have hair that falls down naturally. That's crucial things to pay attention to. So again, look at these dudes. These are slaves getting put onto a ship. Niggas. You understand me? Look how they're built. Look at their body structure. They're not built like the little aboriginals you've been seeing. You know what I'm saying? They have full legs, full arms, full body. They're full. They have full bodies. Once again, this picture because it's been blown up. Look at these dudes. Look at their body structure. Once again, that's the kind of stuff you got to look at. Look at the hair, skin tone, all of it. All of that matters. I can't drive it home enough. I really can't. I can't drive this home enough. Look at this black man and his family. Excuse me. Look at him. It's probably his son standing right behind him, right, with his son's wife or whomever off to his side. The rest of the family, I don't know if that's mama with the baby right there holding the baby. So another young lady, but look at them. They all look related. See what I'm saying? And this goes into what I'm talking about is when you can't get around, you're going to breed with the people that are around you. So these people are probably more than likely, a lot of them are probably cousins and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reality of the situation. Look at these people. Look at them. For them to look so similar to all one another, they have to be inbred. That's what y'all aren't getting about this whole genetic thing. So not only do you have to inbreed for a certain specific period of time to get not even a desired look, but a specific look that will now become a dominant trait if it's not bred out. You understand? But you have it to where the blood mixing. Once again, I can't stress it enough. And you blood mix now, and then these same traits are carried over to different peoples. These are going to be facial symmetry features, facial hair features. However, the body structure, all that's going to come into play. Look at these people; they're all dark skinned. All of them are dark skinned with straight hair or straighter hair. Look at these dudes. My favorite guy to look at in this whole one is 1, 2, 3 to the right, and then back. The angry looking one. And the whole picture, there's only two kind of looking angry ones, but there's one of them who clearly looks like pissed the fuck off, because he's not even looking at the camera. He's looking at somebody who's got a gun, like, he's thinking, I might take my chances on this. But look at these guys, though. These are normal tribesmen. Unless they haven't been feeding these guys are probably found in this condition. You understand? So they, have naturally more frail type bodies, more lean type bodies. Look at them. Curly ass hair and beards, all of them. And they're not like the beard formations of the Aboriginals here in the Americas that I can show you. You see what I'm saying? With facial hair way high up because they've been breeding with people who aren't as hairy. So that is just something to think about. One moment. Before we keep on going. Yeah, there we go. Let's go ahead and push it on in. But I'm gonna go back one time just to stress what I'm talking about. So you can see all the different skin tones in this picture. And if you really look down right there, there's a little black baby with an afro. You understand? They got an afro going on. All the rest of these people, unless they got their hair straightened, naturally have hair that comes down like that. A moment. Now let's look at the dude who's in the front part of this right here. Long hair and all that, right? Facial hair, look like an Asian dude, but he's really supposed to be a native. So understand, even when you come from the Bering Land Strait point of view, there's credence to these things, but there's more credence to Middle Earth. I'm just gonna move on. Look at these motherfucking cannibals, man. Look at them. Look at them. Look at them. And you see this motherfucker in the background reaching over the fire, like he can't, like he pointing at the part that's his, like that's mine. That's sick. And these are black skinned people. Do you want to be these people? You want to be the indigenous? You want to be the Afro-Indigenous of this land? So-called Afro-Indigenous? Because these motherfuckers ain't got afros. You understand? Look at these people. Look at these dudes. These are pictures of Aboriginals, not Negroes or even Afro-Indigenous. I love this picture right here, how they try to show like once again, this picture is a really good one because it shows all the inbreeding has what it can do. You know what I'm saying, but it has most definitely had an effect on the so-called African American community. Look at these two guys right here. Dark skinned than a motherfucker. Neither one of them wants you to call them black. I'll put that on my mama. Look at these faces. Look at this, what it says. Aboriginal excellence. Look at their hair. They don't look nothing like no people that I kick it with every day. Facial structure wise, the sister right here, this black girl right here, obviously looks like my people. She had an afro, she'd really be my people. I can call her sister just because we have for so long been calling people brother and sister. So I'm not going to stop now. I know they're not my actual brother or sister. Like I know that. So That's the main line. That's the hardcore mainline difference. See, with these black women right here, what we can't see is what their hair looks like, right? Now they try to call these women right here of a certain community, some of them to be of a certain stock. But look how their bodies are built. Look at them. Look at them. They're all not even built the same. So you know that all these women probably don't come from the same genus, same family tree. Their facial symmetries all not even the same. If you take this young lady who's in the very background, who's standing up, her facial features, her facial structure compared to her body is very small, very small. While the lady who was right in front of her, who you could say probably has a similar body structure, her facial symmetry seems as if it matches better, as if it's not, her face isn't little for her body. I don't know how else to put it, you know. Let's keep it going. Look at the beautiful young lady. Look at the other beautiful young lady. Look at the people right here, the elders in the back, right? These are black natives, and they know it. They know it. They're not confused. Once again, they're not confused like you are. They have no premisconceptions, and they don't give a damn to bow down to no God of Abraham. This is another one. When I'm always talking about how Africans look like dark-skinned Asians, look at the Asian dude right here in the middle, right? And then look at the African dude to the left. You understand me? Look, the facial symmetry sometimes will be so dead on that they look just alike, but these two dudes right here look similar towards each other. And I know they're different people. It's just little things like that. I'm not even gonna worry about the Sally Sue in the picture. Indians playing a game at a California mission. Look how dark these Indians are, dude. Look how light some of the Indians are. So either the white man was already here, was already blood mixing with the Indians, or the Indians was that color. And there was brown and red Indians always around each other for a long time. Look at this picture. Looks like a black slave owner, looks like it to be a woman about to whip another woman. Understand me. That's a black slave owner though, dude. This shit is real. And it's a chick. It really looks like a chick. I can't stress that enough. Look at this. The feet of the Ashantis. I want y'all to look at this. See, now the white man is so quick to want to praise certain things, but even this right here, I want y'all to look at. Look at the actual structure, body build, all that of these people. I need you to understand, if I was creating my own kind of person within the middle of the planet, because I had hundreds of years to do so, and I was gonna breed in or breed out certain things, I would breed in certain genetics that were desirable for mating and all that, and I would breed out all the genetics that weren't desirable for mating. Look at this dude right here. This is a prime example. He's not built like you. He's not built like you. Unless you're built like him, right on. But he's not built like me. I'm not built like that. It's not how my body formation looks. My chest doesn't look like that. My body just does not look like that. You see what I'm saying? It's one of those things. Look at this dude right here. He would have been one of those things where they would have been like a big black person. Let's mate him with a whole bunch of women. So you got to understand that like some of these dudes that you're looking at, you know, unless they were fraternally bred back into the bloodline, are not your people at all. 0%. They don't. Not only do they not look like you, but they share no genetic anything. Not a piece of the same material with you. Love this picture right here too. We've all seen a young lady with this kind of face. Look at her face. Forget her hair for a moment. Throw an afro on this chick. That's a black girl that you've seen all over the US a whole bunch of times with a freaking attitude. But no, her hair's straight. Look at her. Once you have been blood mixing for so long, you can't get past some of these things. You know, look at these dudes right here. Once again, I showed you all this picture this last time, but look at it again. Look at their body formation, their body structure, right? Their hair is naturally straight. Look, this is Arizona, 1875, Pimos Indians. Look at them. Come on, man. And y'all know black dudes who still have this dude's facial symmetry, who look like this dude right here. Come on, man. Don't play with me, dude. Uh-oh. We're getting to the beginning of when I was doing other stuff in this thing. Oh, here we go. This is a picture of Hawaiian people. This is a really good one. I like this one. These are Hawaiians. Okay. You still see Hawaiians sometimes this dark, but a lot of the time you don't. And I want you to understand something. What, other than white people, could have been introduced into a person's genetic structure to make them go from being darker to lighter? Unless they were always like that. Look, a wedding party in Seoul, 1900. Look how fucking dark some of these people are. And you know they're hella dark because look at the chick right here with all that white makeup on her body. They're hella dark. This is fucking Seoul, dude. Look how dark these people used to be, yeah. Okay, come on, man. Don't get played. I've been showing you pictures of people that look similar to this already. You understand me? In America, who are black. You understand me? Oh, it's the same picture again. But look though, let's just do that. Look at these dudes, right? They don't look totally all different. Especially this dude right here with his big ass head. Now they look different from these people, but if I flatten their hair out, these same guys, they don't look so different from these guys. If I puff these guys' hair up, they don't look so different from these guys. And if I do the same thing for these people right here in this picture, they all look eerily similar. You understand? It's just one of those things. You have to be able to look at these features and then add these same features to these same people and be like, would they look the same? Would they look different? Looking at their physical makeup, right on? Looking at their body structure, how they're built. This is an Islander. It's a black Islander. I don't know when. I want to say he's from Fiji. I want to say he's a Fijian. Look at him. Look at him. Look at this dude. You're gonna like that's a brother. More than likely, if he grew up on Fiji, that's a Jaffa type. More than likely. Not to say that he's not your people by some denotion, but that's not. Man, I can't stress it to you enough. If Noah's sons are triplets and the three main bloodlines, how different are they going to look when you get some of them together? Same dude that I showed you earlier, who was with his mom in there, right? The little inbred dude. Look at him. Look at this dude right here. I forget where he's from, wherever in the Middle East. But look at him though. You know, brothers that look just like that. That nigga don't speak no English, and he carrying a sword. He's not fucking around. Look at this dude. Does he look like your people? No, but he's dark as fuck. Got a little kid next to him who look much lighter than him. Yeah, so-called Abraham. So-called. So-called. Look at this. This is even one of the more cute things. Notice that the Egyptian has this little fucking chin strap thing going on here, right? That's not exactly a beard, but it's not exactly not, I guess, but it's not really a beard. And how the Hebrew guy has a full-blown one down here, and how this other guy has no facial hair. It's a major denotion to make. Okay, it's a major denotion because they didn't force the slaves to shave. Not all of them. Once again, this is highlighted in movies like Django. But when you watch a movie like Django, which is coming into my next point, oh, yeah, turn this down for a second. Yeah. Ooh, get rid of that. Django has a character in it named Eskimo Joe. Hi, Tammy Browser. Oh my goodness, you guys couldn't see none of that. How is this? Hold on one second. because it worked just fine the other time, so this doesn't make any sense. What and what pictures did you guys not see? Did you not see any of them that I just had up? Like, did you see none of those pictures that I was showing you? Or did you see some of them that I was showing you? Because I have to figure it out because it doesn't make sense that it would work one time and then I do the same thing and then it doesn't work after that. So I need to know so that way I can hit up, only the first. That doesn't even make sense. That's hella crazy. What the fuck? Hold on. Oh, here we go. This is crazy. This is fucking crazy. Let's see. I'm one moment. That is that. Oh, that so gets under my skin to a degree and a level you guys have no idea. Oh my goodness. Let me see. One second. Nope. Stop. Let's try again. This is so frustrating, y'all. I went through all that for nothing pretty much. And the pictures are I mean, they're a lot of the same stuff. I don't know why the screen is locked. I don't know why it would have done all that to me. And I don't know why I didn't check up with y'all just to see what was going on. Give me one second. I gotta find out which exact folder I was just in. Because again, all these pictures aren't together. I want to get to the exact folder I was just in. That right there is yeah, that's debilitating to say the least. Very debilitating because it takes away the ability to show you guys what I'm talking about. So here we are now. I'm gonna try to share this screen uno mas, and let's see what happens. All right, look, I got this picture up. Can y'all see it? Okay, so look, if y'all can see that, and bam, we're there, we're good. I'm gonna go through 10 pictures. Just let me know that you guys seen the 10 pictures. This is the first one with these little boys standing together. Number two is with the a dude with the white dude. Number three is a bunch of black women. Four is a bunch of people who are horribly starved and emaciated. A little Aboriginal boy, another Aboriginal boy, another Aboriginal boy, Aboriginal man, Aboriginal people, and a man from the Solomon Islands. I need to know that you guys can see those before I carry on. Screen is still locked. Wow, this is so fucking crazy. Hold on. All you guys can see is the library picture. That's so crazy. One second. That is nonsense. Oh my goodness. I'm thinking. I'm doing nothing different, y'all. Honest to God, I'm doing nothing different. So, why they won't let me? Let's see if I try to pull a little hoe card if it won't let me do it like this. Oh my goodness, this is so crazy. Tell me if you guys see cycled pictures now. Okay, yeah, I see him getting cycled. So this is the only way I'm gonna be able to do it. All right, so apparently I can only actually have the freaking window for one picture up, and then I'm having to go through and hope that I can get pictures for that particular window and line of thought. So let's start all over from picture number one. Let's see if I can't make some of the same points that I made with the other pictures with these. So you see these gentlemen here, all standing up. They have what you can see is obviously what's the word? Curly hair, some of them. Dude right here in the front, his hair is more straight than curly, but still semi coarse looking hair. Obviously, they're very dark skinned. Very. Uh, guy off here to the side. I'm not sure if that's facial hair on him or I can't tell because it's just really bad lighting. But it looks like he's like a little bushel of hair on his chin. However, look at these men's faces. Keep this in mind. And I can't believe all those pictures that I was showing you guys. I'm so angry right now. So look at these faces. Look at their hair. Obviously, their hair is coarse. Look at these women. I want you to understand. 1, 2, and if you skip the one that's number 3 or number 4 technically, and then number 5 over, they all look sort of similar. You know, the cheekbone formation, the eyes, the eyebrow formation. This is something that a lot of people will overlook and it doesn't matter to them, but it's actually huge. Once again, these are very dark skinned women. You know, when I say very dark skinned, I mean, you know, dark compared to even let's go back to what was yeah. Compared to this guy, they're much darker than him, and he's black. So look at these people. This is a tragedy and a crime all in one. But look at these people. With the facial features, all that stuff. They still look a certain type of way. You understand? But this is what white supremacy will do to you not even if you don't allow it, if you just let them into your fucking house. So anyhow, they only look like this because they've been starved, not because they can't go get their own food, but because they've been starved. You understand that? Aboriginal boy. This is one of the pictures that I was showing y'all. His hair falls straight down. Y'all seen it before. If I put an afro on this little kid though, he would look black. It wouldn't be, it's not complicated. So it's these formations. Let's skip forward and see if I can't get to one of these other pictures. Hold on. Let's use this one real quick. Look at this man's face. Look at his hair. Look at his beard formation. Okay. The reason why I'm saying to look at this man is because if you don't know people who look like him, or you haven't acknowledged to seeing people who look like him, once again, if I put a full-blown afro on this man, everything looks different. Everything about him looks different. Then you're like, he kind of does look like somebody I know. Maybe even like one of your relatives. Maybe even like you. It's just one of those things to think about, where the inbreeding of these people has been so prevalent, it can't be overlooked. You know, and when I say inbreeding, I mean not just, so look at this guy who grows facial hair, but not so damn crazy like, let's say, this guy, right? But still, he grows facial hair. He's dark skinned. This is probably his child standing, or his one. I don't know who's the woman, who's the child. You can't really tell, or if they're both his children or both his women. I can't tell. But look at his face. I know black dudes that look like that in the face. I mean, just like that. I know black girls that look like both of these chicks in the face, just like that. Give them coarse hair. Sometimes just make their hair curly, and it's on and popping. That's who you, and you got a black person, a person that looks just like you. This dude right here, he's from Papal, you know, but you can look at his hair and tell that he's not full black. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, and that's not dissing him or nothing like that. That's just one of those things. You can, not that I'm full black, but damn it, I look like the people. Look at this Aboriginal dude right here. That is not an afro. That is curly ass hair. That is loose ass curly hair. You know what I'm saying? This is this is a picture of America. I need y'all to understand. Look how big this dude's body is, right on. He's huge compared to a whole lot of the other Aboriginals that I have pictures of. He's huge. This is the same kind of big black person that they would have made it with another woman, right? Who they either imported or just found here on the land and made another big black person with. You understand that? This is why you have cast of people who all look alike in certain parts of the country. Because in that part of the country, a specific man hundreds of years ago was probably given free reign to have sex with all the women. This is just something that I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear, but it's how this is how you would been, this is how one would have been a Jezreelite within the foundation of being like an Israelite or something like that. You get what I mean? Like, that's how that happens. Look at these guys right here. These are Native Americans meeting white dudes. Notice that these natives are not much darker than the white dudes they're looking at, but they're darker. Notice this first dude has curly looking hair. The rest of them look like they have hair that falls down. That's so significant. That's very significant. And it's because we can overlook these things and act like they don't matter. We can do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy to do that. You know, that's the easiest thing to do. You know, this picture right here, can't stress it enough. It's an Aboriginal man standing talking to a white man. That's a bearded Aboriginal man at that. Okay? These guys don't look emaciated and starved for food, but they're also not built like you. The dude that I showed you who was big bodied isn't exactly built like you. Like, there's a specific muscular structure standard that you have as the people, you know, big or small. I don't know how else to explain it. This is the picture I'm talking about. My guy right here, my hitter. It's one of my favorite pictures in the whole of the thousands of pictures that I have, because this guy right here, he represents the signification of blood mixing. Imagine a guy like this having children with a full-blown Shemitic woman. Just think about that for a moment. His babies are going to be black looking. They're going to be black with way more coarse hair than this. So these are just little things to look at. And I know you don't want to accept it. It's okay. When I say you don't want to accept it, it means that the people that you're, once again, calling brother and sister every day, I know when somebody's not my brother or my sister, and I say that, but do you really know that? And that is important. And I have to go through these pictures just, you know, just a little bit, just to really stress. But look at this. I wanted to, I don't even know why I haven't showed y'all this before. These are people who live on the Solomon Islands, right? This is their ancestor. They have kept their ancestor. Now, y'all might think that's weird, but if you read the Bible, they take the bones of their ancestors with them everywhere that they go until they actually settle down in Jerusalem. Right. Right. So you can't say nothing about that. So this kind of practice is thousands of years old. Look at the body's mummified. These men clearly shaved. Clearly not built like you all the way, right on. These are two Japhetites. But if you've ever seen a Japhetite mixed with a Gentile Islander, some of those dudes are freaking jacked, bro. Look at these Aboriginal dudes right here, not built like you. Some of them have coarse looking hair. They all obviously have facial hair. Look at them. They're so inbred that they all pretty much look the same. That comes from literally being inbred. You know, not just inbreeding within a certain group of bloodline of the people. Look at these two ladies right here. I can't stress this enough. Unless that woman off there to the left has white ancestry, the people that she comes from always look like that. And these Aboriginal women always look the way that they've looked. always, and it's never been different. I know people are like, oh, this doesn't mean shit, blah, blah, blah. No, this actually does. Look at these people. Look at their faces. I want you to look at, I don't know if that's a little, if that's a little ass boy or a little ass girl with the red shirt with the white stripes on it. Look at their face. You know people that look like that. You've seen people that look like that. This little boy right here in the front, not being facetious, but you know people who look like this. You've seen these kind of facial features. You've seen this facial symmetry before. Once again, when they're not so inbred, they don't look hard to distinguish from other people. Look at these kids. They're adorable, but they're not your people. They're not. They can't be. It's impossible. Unless you look like that, and that's where you come from. Oh my goodness. No room for racists. Look, this is an Aboriginal man. I'm assuming because he looks like he shaves. Next to another person, might be a woman, I don't know, but they don't look like they shave. But very dark skin, both of them. Once again, I could pick on the drab of this face, just a drab of their face you've seen on other black people. Yes, drab. Look at this dude, please stop. With the blue eyes and the dark skin and the straight hair. No matter what you want to believe, and it looks like this man shaves. These are little things you have to pay attention to when you're seeing pictures like these, like, you know, keen details. Because they do matter. Look at this guy. This is a real person with his son or something like that. Dead kangaroo. They're going to eat that kangaroo, believe that. But look at him. A bushy woolly beard or a bushy beard. Right on. That a lot of these dudes grow beards like that now, where when I look at pictures of the Israelites, their beards don't grow like that. However, I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm not here to diminish people. I'm here to point out specific things. Let's see if I got any more Aboriginal pictures in here. Just a whole bunch of other nonsense. Nope. So, Eskimo Joe. While I entertain y'all, I'm going to pull up another window real quick. And I'm so glad everybody could. I'm so glad y'all could see. So glad. How you doing, Miss Bridget Joseph? And no problem. I love to share. I love to share. As I said, though, I'm pulling up a window. I'm gonna see if I can't get YouTube to let me use YouTube real quick. And I'm gonna Eskimo Joe. 1 second. The reason why it's so important, you know, I know it seems like it's not a huge thing. It is huge. 1 second. One moment. One moment. So I want to see only the scene about Eskimo Joe. That's it. I don't give a damn about nothing else. Because there's a part where Eskimo Joe is sold, right? And I'll clip the stuff later, and then I'll just put I'll just clip it all out, and then I'll put the points in like a video. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. But anyhow, Eskimo Joe is a black Native American. He's a black Eskimo. This is a fact. You tell me one time you seen Eskimo Joe in that movie, and then I'll acquiesce. Eskimo Joe is a damn fucking Eskimo. What else is he? You know, my beef with slavery movies these days is because they don't actually show you straight hair slaves. Roger Spice dropped a video last week, a really good one, you know, and I'm gonna have to go and copy that off of him and post that up here too, because it was a really, I'm gonna put it all together with the Eskimo Joe thing, because people have to tie it all together. If you have straight hair Indians, loose curl black Aboriginals, booty face Indians, right on, whatever you want to say, monkey face, they don't even grow facial hair. Understand me. These people look so different that if you put them all side by side, you would have no choice but to actually acknowledge the differences. If you really want to believe that they only had slaves or afros together, but yet all black people don't have afros now, you're lying to yourself. You see what I'm saying? There's a level of this that you have to say, you know what? Right. Why didn't Django Unchained have straight-haired black natives or black aboriginals as slaves next to these other slaves? Why didn't it? Why did not? I mean, I want y'all to really think about this for a moment. Django's wife was a black Indian woman. She was not representation of the actual African American community or so-called Afro community. She was representation of the black Native Americans. Kerry Washington's hair is naturally, her hair naturally falls down like that. Yes, to the Most High, all the glory, sister, all the glory. But I'm just saying that this is one of those things that somebody's got to say something. Somebody's got to say something. Nobody thought it was weird that Django's wife didn't have an afro like he did. I mean, think about that for a moment. I mean, really think about that. You know, Django, they cut his hair, but if you actually look at the movie, Django has semi-loose curls when his afro's grown out, indicating that he's mixed with something himself. But these are small things. These are small things to a giant. Oh, what up, Roderick Smith? Man, you ain't late. You're never late to a party, man. That starts whenever you get here, bro. You know, you're never late. But we're just talking about Django right now, and you know, just doing the thing. Hey, what's up, Adrian Smith? How you doing? But we're just talking about how Django's wife, Kerry Washington, if you actually look at the movie, and the movie tells us that this stuff is so deep, is so damn deep. The movie tells us at the part where Steven's like, honest engine at the end. I want y'all to really go, please do me this favor. Go home and watch Django. Go home and watch Django. If you're already not at the crib or whatever, watch it and literally sit down and just watch how the movie plays out. Okay? Watch the fact that his wife is a straight-haired woman. Okay, and every scene you see her in, her hair is relaxed except for when she's gotten dressed up in the big house or whatever. So it's a slippery slope. However, the best part of the whole movie is the one character that you never see, Eskimo Joe. Now, Calvin Candy plays it off about Eskimo Joe. When Dr. King Schultz asked him, how did he get his name? And he said, oh, you know how these nigga names come about. He must have been cold one night or something like that. Or he says that order, and then you know how these niggas' names come about. However he words it, but he's pretty much saying like, oh, you know how black people do it. As if Dr. King Schultz knows anything about slaves, because he doesn't. And then almost to speak over black people, as in, that little bullshit that they do. That's what they do. That sounds good. That sounds impressionable to them. Once again, most people watch Django, and because so many white people was getting shot up by Django at a certain part of the movie, people stopped looking at these things. But I've had years to step back from Django. Django's my hero. Let me go ahead and tell y'all right now. Django is my motherfucking hero. I salute Django 1,000 times in one effort. That's the realest nigga I ever seen on the TV screen. Once again, chasing after a chick that isn't exactly his people, not a surprise. If he's a black man who don't know nothing and only knows that black is black, right? But yet the movie's illustrating to us that they know this, that the slave owners knew this about said such things. Eskimo Joe had straight hair, dark-skinned Eskimo. That's what Eskimo Joe was. That's who he is. That's why you didn't see him in the movie. Because people would have been like, why this nigga got straight hair? Right. The point would have been driven home way further. But in all actuality, that's how it goes. I'm coming to this level in my mind where certain stuff I have to accept. I try not to get, all boggled down in it. But it really is complicated. I mean, it's deep. Show. Yeah, who that nigga on that nag? Oh, that's my shit. That is my shit. Samuel Jackson went in. He went in on that part. I ain't even gonna reenact that whole part because that's one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie. You feel me? Anyway, the movie is so deep. And I mean layers upon layers upon layers upon layers. Did anyone ever notice in the end when he's killing the little white Australian dudes who are about to take him off or whatever, right? Now we all notice like the admiration that the dude had. The one brother who fucking hated Django at one point, you know what I mean? He hated him. But we all seen the admiration he had because he smiles. Did anybody notice the fact that before all this, they had to be forced? They had to force those black dudes to talk? This is something I don't think people even understand because it's prevalent to this day with black Americans, where I'm not saying shit. And had they not, and this is just the funniest thing is like, the truth is what set Django free, the actual truth. So, and that was my point, is that they hide these little messages within the movie. I can't stress that honest engine part to y'all enough. Why would a black dude call himself an honest engine? Where would he even get that kind of vernacular from? Unless he was, in fact, an Indian who was raised on a plantation like other black Indians and might have actually known that he was a black Indian. Yeah, that's probably my favorite song by Stevie Wonder. Living Just Enough for the City. That's my shit. If I didn't think that YouTube would flag the hell out of me and pull my channel down, I'd play some music right now. But I know better than that. I'm already tap dancing on eggshells, and a few of them have cracked. So let me go ahead and, not do too much and overreach myself. But seriously speaking, though, y'all, because I'm gonna get back in a little bit and share some and share some more pictures. But I want to get to an article about Black Aboriginals. One moment. Aboriginal. 1 second. One second. 1 second. Indigenous Americas. Damn. This is indigenousamericas.com. I'm going to share my screen with y'all's, and we're going to get it in. So here's we be. I'll try to check in and make sure that I can see between, you know, the chat and whatnot. So let me go and make sure that all this is legible. Yep. Okay, good to go. Cool. Here we go. So look at all these people, right? And this just drives home everything I've been saying. Look at these black dudes over here. Right on. Look at them. Look at them. These are brothers. Okay. Brothers whose hair is twisted and braided up like that. This picture right here in the middle, I want to say these are that's a picture of Aboriginal Chinese. Look at them. Look at them. Thick ass hair and all that. Three migrations took place to North, Central, and South America. I was talking about the Bering Strait earlier. We'll oh my goodness, I'm not going to read all this. We're not going to get carried away in all this, but we'll read a lot of it. Native Americans, Pacific Coast, Oceania, Polynesia, Mexico, first migration. The Periku, also known as the Pericus, Cora, Adues, were Aboriginal inhabitants of the Cape region, the southernmost portion of Baja California, Sur Mexico. They have been linguistically and culturally extinct since the late 18th century. The state of California sanctioned the massacre of 100,000 natives when the gold rush started. Anyway, these motherfuckers make me sick. Both African and black natives worship black gods. Two of the principal black gods was Quetzalcoatl. Are you seeing this right here? They call them black natives. Okay. Man, I'm not even gonna get carried away on this picture right here. These dudes in Costa Rica, how they're niggas. Anyway. Look at these pictures. Why don't they look like you, dude? Look, Southern Russia. Yes, huge. This is going to be into the picture. No. This picture isn't the one that I have. I have a different one. Okay. I know the Russians come from black people for a fact. I just, it's going to take a long time to prove some of the opinions. It's going to be a long day. And a lot of y'all don't want to be related to any of them in any way, shape, or form. Yet some black people call these motherfuckers Esau anyway. So I guess they're going to get what they want, only he's not Esau. The European trade with American Indians was initiated by Columbus in 1493. Bullshit, because we know that bitch nigga never set foot on this land. Columbus shipped Indians to Spain, where there already existed slave markets and dealing and buying and selling of Africans. Within a few decades, the Spanish expanded the slave trade in American Indians from the island of Hispaniola to Puerto Rico, Jamaica, Cuba, and the Bahamas. Now, I want you to look at these people. They still don't look like you. The only motherfucker that look like you is this picture over here of this dude from so-called Southern Russia. You understand me? This shit is crazy. Look at these Alaskan natives. Look at them. This is a straight-haired dude with a spread. A little facial hair and a little facial. He might actually have a spread, the dude at the top left. But look at these motherfuckers. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. Look at them. So on the right is a Chagak Inuit woman drawn by at the bottom right here. John Webber, who accompanied Captain James Cook on his third voyage of exploration in the North Pacific Ocean in 1778. Look at these people's faces, dude. Some of them look like people you know, some of them don't. We're going to go back. We ain't done. Because I have to read this kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff that I pollute my brain with. Listen, Christopher Columbus found 5 million African indigenous Americans present when he arrived. Now, where they got this information from, who knows? You understand? Who knows? Oh, these are just the migrations again. 1 second, let's go back. The indigenous people found themselves targeted for enslavement due to the Papal Edict, Catholic Church, giving Christian nations of Europe the go-ahead to make slaves of all descendants of Ham found in newly discovered lands of America. Get the fuck, I could break my fucking computer. Now, I'm going to read something to you. When it says pay strict attention to words like Canaan or Canaan, Phoenician, Hebrew, Semitic, Sumerians, ancient Egyptian, Hamites, on websites, just to name a few. Those are not... Anyway, these dudes. Whoever, once again, this motherfucker don't even know what they're talking about. But they have it all together as if they know what they're talking about. I don't have time to read all this. I don't have time. I don't have time. I'm not going to go through that. Do you understand? Do y'all really, can you dig it? 1 second, brother or sister. It's another snare because brothers spit in this doctrine there were no slave ships and that black side get me. Right. See, this is what I'm saying. So, yo, can you dig? Can you dig? Do you see where I'm at? And this is stuff that I just look at. I'll have a link for that later. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I'm saying, y'all. I didn't even really get to read it. I couldn't even read it all. I just want y'all to look at, fuck what they're saying. Okay? Their mouth can say anything. My mouth can say whatever it wants. Look at me. Look at me. If I didn't look like this, okay, I couldn't say none of this. I got a son that is mixed. His mother has a black father and a white mama. She's mixed. My son, by in part, is mixed. I don't give a fuck. But people talking about 1 drop of Negro blood makes you a Negro. No. If in the Bible, the Most High God told his people, you're not going to blood mix, let me read it to y'all. What's going to happen? Because I got it right here in my journals. The book of... One moment. Where's Deuteronomy at? One second. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here we go. Here we go. It's going to take a long time to read, so let's go ahead and get ready. This is Hosea, or OC, chapter 4, verse 1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel, for the Lord has a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. Cursing and lying and murder and theft and adultery abound in the land, and they mingle blood with blood. Stop. Now, what question do you think I'm going to come with right now? And let me give y'all a few seconds. The question is if these are predominantly black people and your God just says they mingle blood with blood, how is my son not way more mixed if these people were black back then? And do you really understand what I'm saying to you right now? Like, really dig it. Really dig it. We're not supposed to do any of the things we're doing. Hold on, here we go. Therefore shall the land mourn and shall be diminished by all that dwell in it, with the wild beasts of the field and the reptiles on the earth, and with the birds of the sky and the fish of the sea shall fail, that neither anyone may plead nor anyone reprove another. But my people are as priests spoken against. Therefore they shall fall by day, and the prophet with thee shall fall. I have compared thy mother unto night. My people are like as if they had no knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt not minister to priest as that thou shalt not minister as priest to me. And as thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget about thy children. Dude, I'm gonna keep going, but understand, this all has to do with blood mixing. All of this, all of this has to go back with they mingle blood with blood. Excuse me. According to their multitude. According to the multitude, so they sinned against me. So he's saying per tribe, right? Per locale, they sin a specific sin or sin to a specific fallen one against the Most High. Hold on. I will turn their glory into shame. I got one for you. They're like, I'm an Aboriginal. I'm a this, I'm a that. How shameful how shameful is it to actually compare yourself to the people of this land and you're not them? You have no idea who you are, once again. A shame. They will devour the sins of my people and will set their hearts on their iniquities. So when it says, once again, according to their multitude, the mixed multitude, are you hearing me? They mingled blood with blood. According to the mixed multitude, according to the fallen ones of those people, they fell down to the wayside. One moment, here we are. And the priest shall be as the people. So he's going to be a civilian now. And I will avenge on them their ways, and I will recompense to them their counsels, and they shall eat and shall not be satisfied. They have gone a whoring and shall by no means prosper, because they have left off to take heed of the Lord. Meaning, all these dudes sitting here that you see around right now, who are once again so-called pastors, priests, reverends, right? First off, they're regular as I don't know what. So they are as the people. And are their ways not avenged on them when they get exposed for being the wicked people that they are now to this day, to this very day? I will recompense to them their counsels. So when you take up ill counsel, that's going to come back on you. It has to. And it comes back on these people all the time when they decide to not pay their taxes and things like that, or they decide to listen to the little devil on their shoulder. And now he's going to go inside of a brothel or whorehouse, whatever you want to call it, and entertain that. As the pastor, the leader of the congregation, the heart of my people has gladly engaged in fornication and wine and strong drink. They asked counsel by means of signs, and they reported answers to them by their staves. They have gone astray in a spirit of whoredom and gone grievously a-whoring from their God. They have sacrificed on the tops of mountains and on hills. They have sacrificed under the oak and poplar and under the shady tree, because the shade was good. Wow. Hot as fuck outside. And I want to do the sacrifice. Ooh, perfect little spot right here. And I'm going to go back to this part right here. The heart of my people has gladly engaged in fornication and wine and strong drink. The Most High saying is you guys have engaged in these activities that when coupled together, debauchery. Fornication is already one thing. Wine and strong drink are already a whole nother. You can fall off on either one of those. Women and wine have made many of men of understanding to fall away. So just throwing it out there. However, we're going to keep it pushing. Therefore, your daughters shall go a-whoring, and your daughters-in-law shall commit adultery. Stop, stop, stop. All this shit has to do with mingling blood. All of it. It's still talking about the same thing. You mingle blood with blood. I know people don't want to hear it, Here we go. And I will not visit upon your daughters when they shall commit fornication, nor your daughter-in-law when they shall commit adultery. For they themselves mingle themselves with harlots and sacrifice with polluted ones. And the people that understood not entangled itself with the harlot. So they're saying that these people, these women in particular, these women have attached themselves to harlots and unclean people. And not only so, the people who have lesser knowledge of what they're doing have also sinned a sin of ignorance by joining in with these people. Understand. But thou, Israel, be not ignorant, and go ye men of Judah and go ye men of Judah to Gilgal, and go not up to the house of On, and swear not by the living Lord. For Israel was maddened like a mad heifer. Now the Lord will feed them as a lamb in a wide place. So he's saying like the long handle spoon effort. You know what I mean? You guys need a lot of you guys need a lot of area. Y'all need a lot of space to work this out. Because now this is funny. They were maddened like a mad heifer. Where do you think they get mad cow from, y'all? It's one of those things. Just hit me as I was reading. However, Ephraim, joined with idols, has laid stumbling blocks in his own way. He has chosen Canaanites or Canaanites. They have grievously gone a whoring. They have loved dishonor through her insolence. So dishonor is a spirit. Thou art a blast of wind in her wings, insolence or dishonor. And they shall be ashamed because of their altars. So they're saying that right here, Ephraim in particular has chosen the Canaanite people or the Canaanite people to do his biddings with. And the Most High is like, y'all puff this chick up. The spirit of dishonor is a woman. And y'all puffing her up through what you're doing. And he says, only when they actually recognize what they've done are they actually going to be like, okay, we've done wrong. Here we go. The book of Hosea, chapter 5, verse 1. Hear these things, ye priests, and attend, O house of Israel, and hearken, O house of the king. So understand it was the priest, the house of Israel, and the house of the king, which is Judah. Why would you say Israel and then say the house of the king and then it also be Israel? So, however, for the controversy is with you, because ye have been a snare in Scopia, and as a net spread on Idabreum, which they that hunt the prey have fixed. But I will correct you. I know Ephraim, and Israel is not far from me. For now, Ephraim has gone grievously a whoring. Israel is defiled. Does the Most High not make this clear in his last part? Does he not make it clear? When he says Israel was maddened as a heifer, and he says Ephraim has chosen the Canaanites, right? Joined with idols, laid stumbling blocks in his own. He has chosen the Canaanites, meaning he's chosen their ways, their deities. Hold on, let's just go back to what we're talking about before I get carried away. For now, Ephraim has gone grievously a whoring. Israel is defiled. They have not framed their counsels to return to their God. For the spirit of fornication, which is a spirit, is in them, not among them, but in them. And they have not known the Lord. So if you've only known the spirit of fornication, he's saying you could have never known me because I don't fornicate. It's not how I get down. And the pride of Israel shall be brought low before his face, and Israel and Ephraim shall fall in their iniquities, and Judas also shall fall with them. Now, people are like, well, why is it isolating Israel from Ephraim, from Judas? My idea is that when Jacob blessed Ephraim when he was a child and said that he would become greater than his elder brother Manasseh, this is just his tribe of children being just that, sticking out. However, let's just carry on. Because what Ephraim did as a tribe is probably different than what Israel did as the other tribes. And then when it picks on Judah, it's picking on Judah in particular. When it speaks on the priest, in my mind, it should only mean Levites. It could mean something else, but from what I know, the priests are only supposed to be Levites. However, and the pride of Israel shall be brought low before his face, and Israel and Ephraim shall fall in their iniquities, and Judas also shall fall with them. They shall go with sheep and calves diligently to seek the Lord, but they shall not find him, for he has withdrawn himself from them. For they have forsaken the Lord, for strange children have been born to them. Now shall the cankerworm devour them and their heritages. I've got scripture on scripture on scripture on scripture to support what I just said. When I say scripture on scripture, I mean scripture on scripture to support everything that I just said. My very first message, when this very first started, y'all can go back and look. I only wanted to make clear the point that strange children is what brought Israel down. I met so much resistance. behind that. People still resist me. I have a strange son. I'm telling you it's not okay. I'm telling you. Not some motherfucker who ain't got mixed kids, okay? I'm saying that in this position now, years later, I didn't do my son any favor. I feel guilty because of that. I wouldn't have to worry about him dealing with any kind of white people if his mother was black anyway. Didn't matter what kind of black she was at this point. Right, because that wouldn't be the culture that he's brought up with. Right. Understand. The Most High was upset with people blood mixing with other black people because he knew what that led to. You're talking about blood mixing with people who don't even look like you, and you think you make sense. How? I would rather my baby look all like me, all the way like me, right? And deal with the strife that comes with that, than have a son who still resembles me very much, right? Where you can be like, well, bro, once again, you don't pay child support. You don't do this. You don't do this. And it's like, you're not supposed to have to pay child support. Number one. Number two, does she want to get embarrassed in the courts with her husband with her? Because whatever she told him is not what everybody knows. Do y'all understand that? Like, he knows a different story. So she's not going to let me embarrass her. So whatever you got to say about me and my situation, just take into consideration that I was done super duper wrong. Okay. I was done super duper wrong. And I've never done anything about it other than accept it and pray about it and ask the Most High to give me understanding. So when I say what I'm saying about blood mixing, I stand on a solid rock. Most of y'all don't want to hear that. The dudes who are single, who are going to hear this, they don't want to hear that shit. You see what I'm saying? There's a brother that I got turned on to by brother Roger Spice. Personally, I like the brother. I like him a lot. A lot of the things he says, when I say a lot of things he says, I don't agree with. But, and it's just because it's his ideology, and then it's like, what part of your ideals are actually rooted? No, I didn't know what I know now. I did not know what I know now, and I'm glad that y'all can hear me. I'm glad that you're with me, but it doesn't change. It still doesn't change. There's too many brothers. I'm saying, like the brother Killmonger, who are too willing to say. He said the craziest shit I ever heard. He made a video. I asked him a question. Never responded. Then he made it another video that I hope was in a response to my question, talking about how people's mothers aren't shit, because never at any point in time did he ever point out that his mama wasn't shit, which I thought was amazing. But the dude goes on to say in another video how he thinks that he should just get with a white woman, and how telling that to people is like it's like trying to pet a retarded squirrel or a retarded cat. That's just going to scratch you. And I thought that was funny because I'm just like, does this dude not recognize what he's telling his people to do? He's telling his people to breathe themselves out. You know, I'm glad you and Miss Smith woke up. Some people still sleep, bro, and they love it. And they love it. If you ask them, best sleep they ever got. However, I'm just one little monkey in the cog. And as I was saying, what this brother was saying was, I thought it was so awkward because I was just like, is this brother trying to push away people? Because that's how you do it. That's how you push people away. You know? No. Ignorance is death to salvation. It is not bliss. Bliss to the soulless, maybe. If you have no soul, ignorance can be bliss. But if you have a soul, ignorance is anything but that. Anything but that. It's death to your soul. To be ignorant is to not know the Most High. I know that, right? No, for them, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Though we've been taught these things by them, from them. This is why a large part of what y'all hear me say, a large part of what y'all see me do, I don't exclude white people, but I understand that they've told the narrative for years. They won't tell my narrative for me. You understand? I see what's going on. You see what's going on. You make up the narrative in your mind. It's either what you're reading does make sense or it doesn't. Either Yah's word be true or it ain't. There's no middle ground. I don't have middle ground. You know, most people don't see how hard it is as a black man to listen to a person like Cynthia G pretty much say that a dude like Stephon Clark, who once again biologically probably ain't even related to me, but the fact that you could say that he created that he committed race genocide by having non-black babies, and somehow, some way, shape, or form, this okays the cops killing him, is fucking crazy. I understand the frustration that black people have. I really do. As a black man, trying to find a black woman, almost impossible. If I wanted to get with any other race of woman right now, and y'all probably think I'm just playing, I'm so serious. There's a few different phone numbers right now on my phone. If I felt like entertaining all that nonsense, and I don't have those numbers for the reason that you think I have the numbers. So it's just one of those things where I always laugh. I always laugh because I know why these brothers do this, because they're not accepted by these black women. These black women want these dudes to have all these things that they've never had. Black women, show me the man in your family that's making 6 figures a year, that has all of his shit together, all of it. You show me that nigga, show me him, and then I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. And then it's like, for them to talk all that smack as if, okay, they know something. Okay, well, once again, why can't your brothers or your father get you a good man, a good black man who's got a job like that? Because where they work, there are no other black people. And the cooning or selling out or the blessing that this was doesn't mean that it's a blessing for you, or it's a coon session for you, or it's a sellout session for you. I meet people all the time who try to tell me when their black daughters go and have babies with anybody else other than a black man. Roderick, I wish everybody was taught as a child. I was taught as a child, I just didn't listen. Look at me now. But I'm just saying, though, I wish everybody was taught this basic concept, you know. Well, see, but understand though, the standards come from their own family members. The standards come from their brothers and their fathers and their uncles, not just the women. You see, because their own daddy will tell them, "Oh, you don't need no man." Their own fathers will tell them this. So when you have men encouraging women that they don't need a man, it's so destructive. But now she really believes this shit because this is her leader telling her that essentially I don't need the leader. I can do it without the leader. Oh, I'm in the game. So why else? Why would a person listen? Why would a person want to commingle or cohabitate? I watched a news anchor and he was talking about how America's fallen so far from its mores and this way of thinking. Yes, tearing apart our own family system. Exactly right. But these mores and this way of thinking is that it's like it's how do I say? It only takes away from us. It only takes away. It can't help you. It cannot help you if the person that's supposed to be your companion not only wants to lead you, but thinks that they don't need you to lead you. Oh, listen to what I just said. They want to lead you, but don't think that they physically need you presence to be your leader. What kind of freaking sense does that make? None. And do women say things that are sensible and help men stay on the, you know what I'm saying? Stay on point, stay on, the square or whatever? Of course, of course, of course. But there's men that do that for their women. There's a lot of men who have, put their woman through college and now she's got a job and now she takes care of him. But it's like, let's not forget he put this woman through school. You know what I mean? Like he dealt with everything that she was going through in school. Did he all of a sudden decide to leave her because she got a good job and I'm worried about people looking at her at the job place? No, he's still with her. Does she look at people at her job place like I should just leave my husband for one of them? God only knows what she does. God only knows. So it's just one of those things where I know as a man the value that I give a person in my life, let alone just saying that the woman in my life, but just any person that I allow into my spectrum. Right. A de facto white boy. I love it, Roger Spice. I fucking love it. Yes. Man. But I don't know, bro. I'm sad sometimes. I'm sad sometimes, because there's this level of hatred that like really does come into my body. I don't hate the women. I don't even hate the people that even confuse their minds to think in this way. I just hate the actual wicked mechanisms. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the people themselves can't do much without the thought of the wickedness, without that mechanism of the wickedness to do as such. You can't. You can do nothing. So to try to get a person to think differently and they're not going to think differently, it's really heartbreaking. It really is. I mean, like, do you know how many chicks have chosen drug dealers over me? Just like this last few years. Like, I mean, fine girls too, but it's like, how fine is she if she'll choose this suck ass nigga over me? And the same dude that you chose over me is a dude who's asking me, bro, how can I get to where you're at? And I'm just like, get the fuck out of here. Do they not understand? Do they not understand that this dude wants to be like me? I don't want to be like him. I used to be like him. And I always wanted to be a good person, and I've always maintained a certain level of decency, no matter what I was doing. However, just because you want to be similar to somebody or be like somebody or even be them doesn't mean that you're gonna be that person, you know. And because once again, these young ladies just want to have fun, right? And these stupid ass boys will cater to them. You see, it's all fun and games until somebody's pumping 20 rounds into the fucking front seat of the car, working the way to the back seat of the car. You know what I mean? Like it's all fun. It's all fun. It's all fun until your little boyfriend or whatever is getting his face kicked in by 7 or 8 people. It's all fun. It's all fun until baby girl is getting bashed on the same way. It's all fun. So I as a person, I can only say what I've seen with my 2 eyes. I see it all the time though, y'all. It hurts a lot. When I say it hurts a bunch, a whole bunch. That song by Joyner Lucas, I'm Not Racist. My favorite part of the song, one of them, is at the very end almost. He says, I'm not racist, but I cry a lot. You don't know what it's like to be in the frying pot. I ain't gonna finish it all off because I don't ever get worried about the cops stopping me because I will blow their ass away. But anyway, I understand that feeling. I get to see the most depraved nature of our people every weekend. And because I'm there, sometimes more than that, sometimes I'll just show up and go see people. I don't know how I don't even know. It's like you can only be so insensitive to all of it. You can only turn yourself off to so much of it. You know, I thought about the little boy, Devontae Hart, and those poor babies, and it just broke my heart. I was thinking about Danny Ray Thomas, a brother that has got none of the publicity that Stephon Clark has got. But the fashion and the manner he was killed, far more atrocious. Far more atrocious. This dude got tased. No, not tased, shot, killed in the street, should have been tased, had his pants down to his freaking ankles, right? Looked like one of those dudes who walks around with his pants sagging all the time and got what's the word? Into a physical altercation. Somebody called the cops. Cops show up. Oh, fucking dick boy ass cop. As opposed to, once again, he didn't even get in a physical altercation with this dude. As opposed to have to scrap with this dude, you rather just shoot him and kill him? Like, shot him one time in his chest. Like, understand, he didn't have to shoot no 20 shots. He didn't have to shoot 10 rounds from his gun. Okay? He shot this man one time in his chest, killed him. Flatline. Where's the justice for this man? Where's the justice for this man? Where's the people at for this man? So I can't feel one motion of a Stephon Clark when there's another dude who looks way more like me who got killed and ain't nobody saying shit. I can't dig it. I won't. I won't. Totally unacceptable. And once again, this just goes back to you have to know who you're looking at. You have to know who you're dealing with. I met one of the prettiest black girls last year around June, May. I mean, I'm talking about like one of the prettiest black girls I ever met. Woman, excuse me, I'm talking about like, and I've seen some fine chicks. One of the most fine chicks I've ever seen in my life. And this is how it always goes for me. What up, Andre? We're you know, she comes to the hot dog stand with a little hot dog, a little all beef hot dog. We're chopping it up. But me, whenever I start to get too comfortable with women, the first thing I ask them is like, "Do you have a boyfriend?" Bam. She's like, "I'm married," and instantly, I mean, I cuts it dead. I'm like, you don't do that to your husband. You know what I'm saying? You don't go out and entertain any man to that level. You know, she's like, I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. I'm like, I'm telling you, you're doing something wrong. As a person who I thought you were single up until now, that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? And it was funny because she actually accepted it. I haven't seen this lady since. Who knows? She could just be going to different clubs, whatever, whatever, whatever. But it's just one of those things where what I said affected her so much. I haven't seen her since. When I say fine, this is a very fortunate brother. Let me tell you that. Me, I'll never get that lucky. I'm doomed. Don't feel bad for me though. I did this to myself. You know, this is all a self-inflicted wound. I had a man tell me when I was 19 to have black children. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, nigga. Now here I am at 27. Like, damn, I should have listened, bro. Really should have listened. You can't want what's not yours. You also can't have it either. You know, this is true. You cannot want what's not yours. Not, for me, it's not a process. It's over. Look, I'm cashing in. I'm cashing in early. We don't have to even do this dance anymore. I just entertain things, but I know what it is. Okay, I already know what it is. Stuck like Chuck. Maybe if I had low confidence, lower self-esteem, right? And was just willing to sleep with anything, I will for sure the last one, I would have a woman. But like no, the process is no, bro. It's no, bro. It's no, bro. I don't think y'all understand. Look, trust me. There was a time when Meech was like, "It's not over yet." I'm just coming into the "it's over" state. It's over. So it's like I still try. Look, listen to me. I still try, but it's over. So it's just one of those things. Anyhow, this all goes back into what I'm saying. You have to be with people who look like you. I stress this every weekend to somebody because I see a black girl walk up with a white guy or brother walk up with a white chick or whoever, right? But I'll see a person that looks like I or us and somebody with them that don't look nothing like us. Sometimes they look similar. And I'll say something like, your parents look like you, right? And they're like, yeah, of course my parents look like me. No, bro. If the Most High said that the woman's going to rule over you and the children shall oppress you, that's what it is, pimp. That's what the fuck it is. There's a trade-off to this shit. There's a trade-off. You don't just get the woman and then, oh, she just falls in line. Oh, so you guys are broken the curses? Please, mother sucker. Please. You know what I mean? I ain't talking smack right now, bro. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, you know what it is. The book says one thing, that's what the book says. We can't try to go against it. It's just what it is. However, you only look the way you look because you have two black parents. You have two parents who look like you. Right on? I don't give a damn the shade, the changes in one, the differences in the other. You have two parents who can congeal to make black people. With that said, if you weren't black or if you're not black, then obviously what I'm saying is still the truth because you have people who look a certain way that made you look a certain way. With that said, it is at least warranted to appreciate your parents. If you appreciate how you look and you like how you look and you would like your children to look the way that you look, you need to go be with someone who looks like you. It's not racist. I'm not racist. I'm honest. Honesty is not always going to be the thing that's going to give me the trip ticket, but at least I'm honest. Um, I'd like to do like a formal thing, but I don't want to do something too formal because I don't want YouTube to try to do nothing funny. Like, I can't stress to y'all enough. Like, back when they were doing that whole YouTube purge of YouTubers, they sent me copyright notices and stuff like that. But like, I always fought it. I always fought it. I was just like, no, I didn't do nothing. You know, like I didn't do nothing. How once again, how can you copy your own work? How? How can you steal your own material? Does that even make sense? No. See, here's the thing. They're not looking at you crazy. They don't know, brother. They don't know. And the ones who do, unless you have an outstanding relationship with them, they don't want to say nothing because because the power is a perception. It's not always tangible. Sometimes it's just what you think is power. And sometimes they feel like they have something over you by not sharing something with you. You know, uh, my mother is one of 14. She's the 12th of the 14, but 12 of the 13 that lived. But still living, I want to say 7 or 6 of them. Um, However, I'm not going to get carried away with that. My mother has a different father than all her brothers and sisters. How this happens for number 12 and not number 2 or 3, I have no idea. How number 13 of 14 has the same daddy as all the other ones, and number 12 doesn't, no idea. But I'm going to tell you how the Most High works. Man, bro, if you don't stay honest, Roderick, you will drown in the muck. You know, you will drown in it. But back to what I was saying, it's just it's a process for all this stuff. You know, people don't want you to be honest, or people don't want you to tell the truth because it hurts how they look at things. Once again, if they're putting themselves over you because they think they have something on you, or just something that you don't know, that you're not privy to, they're gonna keep that from you sometimes. Because my mother's family, I learned more about her family from one of my cousins. Like, so my cousin Liddell is my first cousin. His uncle is my uncle because it's my mom's brother. Now, mind you, though, all her brothers and sisters are her half brothers and sisters, every freaking one of them. So I'm only so much related to my uncles and aunties. Then I'm only so much related to my cousins and then their children. So some of the people in my family, what I'm getting at, I don't even look alike. I don't even look like them. You know what I mean? I don't even look like these people. Like, we look nothing alike. Nothing. And my mom's dad is a black man, straight up. I mean, like when I say a straight nigga, you feel me? Like a black man slave, afro beard, all that. A nigga. My mom is my mother's father. My mama's brothers and sisters and them father, light skinned brother named Jesse Stevenson. You know what I'm talking about? Now he was capable of growing a beard, but he always shaved. It's just one of those things because my uncles don't all grow the same facial hair pattern that I grow. You know what I mean? So it's just one of the things where the dudes who were, let me see, let me think who's still alive. Jack. Tommy, Al. I think that's it for my uncles that's still alive. Uncle Popeye passed away, Uncle Willie, Uncle Charles, Uncle Earl. Yeah, and sister ladies. So yeah. Uh um my mom, once again, has a has a different dad than all these other people. They treated my mom different her whole life. Are they wrong for that? Knowing what I know now, I don't think so. Um, Jeff Tay, who's a judge, I want to say it's Jeff Tay. He is the child of a harlot, and he's considered a strange child among his brethren. But they need him because he's a fucking warrior, you know. So, like, one of those things where like they had to get over themselves. But anyhow, it's that same kind of concept that unless people think they need you, they don't need you. You understand? And they'll get rid of you. They'll throw you to the side. My mother's people, to this day, the level of fuckery that has taken place within the ranks of my family is ghastly, to say the least. I've had my own hands in the fuckery, but minimal involvement. We'll say that. Very minimal involvement. What can you do when people don't accept you? And these are black people. So if black people who are your people don't have to accept you, why should somebody else who's not your people have to accept you? Just because you accept them. Just because you so badly don't want to be yourself and you want to be one of them. It always pissed me off when black people say, oh, white people treat me way better than black people ever have. And I was going to ask them, like, because I asked some of the ones who were more perceptive, well, do those black people have the same resources? You know, because that's everything. If you have resources, you can do for somebody. If you don't have resources, you can't do shit for them. Are they still your cousins, half or not? Tammy, half or not, they are still family. I have dudes in my family who don't look nothing like me. Nothing. They don't grow no facial hair or nothing. They don't look nothing like me. They look just like a Middle Earth Gentile thing. But I still claim them. I still claim them. I'm not above claiming them. You see what I'm saying? Whereas people who are like that might not have claimed a guy like me long ago. It doesn't really matter. You know, it does nothing. Have I told y'all how much I enjoy doing this? Have I actually voiced that this is very, 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 very enjoyable for me? Because if I have not, let me go ahead and tell you now, I have a blast. This is the most fun I have all week. I look forward to my Sunday now. I've made Sunday my day for live stream, so I do nothing else. I love it. I love it. I appreciate y'all to the degree and level that a person should appreciate everyone. You know, I'm glad you got me. You know, I'm glad you guys got here and were able to watch and sit down. It's I don't know. I don't know how to put it. It's like talking to my actual family and people because you guys are my people, my family, my people. Like it's like we're having a conversation that's delayed. You know, like if we were like talking through like the old school cup with the little a wire on it or whatever, you know, and we was like across the street getting it in, and I just have a good time with y'all. I really do. I really do. Yeah, therapeutic. Therapeutic. is a very, very, very good word. You know, I laugh. Uh, somebody got on on. I won't say where I was at, but somebody got on somebody else's a live stream and was telling about how people get on YouTube and have therapy sessions. And the brother G checked it as pretty much saying like that's what it's for. You know, this is how we're supposed to be, sister. I know we're supposed to be good to each other, but if you read that book, we've been anything but that. Do you remember what I read to you earlier? Lying, murder, theft, and adultery abound in the land. You know what abound means? It means it's plentiful. Plentiful. Plenty of murder, plenty of adultery, plenty of theft, plenty of lying. That's sad. That's a sad way to be. You know, they blame Jeroboam biblically for the fall of Israel. But I have one question to everybody. Just one. One second. Wow. Man, I'm so sorry to hear that, bro. I really am, bro. Because I love my dad a lot, bro. And I would be heartbroken if my dad passed away. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, bro, you have my deepest condolence, brother. Straight up, man. Straight up, brother. Lost my train of thought reading that. Yeah, stuff like that affects me. You know. Oh man, shit. We gotta be us. That's all I ever will be, bro, is Demetrius. You know. I can't wake up tomorrow and be Bill Gates. So I'll settle for being me. Cause I still got skin to live in, damn it. You know. Two legs, two arms, two hands, two eyes, two ears, a nose, and a mouth. I can relay the message and I can receive the message and I can do the work that is needed to be done. I I don't know what to say sometimes, about this kind of stuff. Here we are, all the black in the world. I feel like I've compounded this point so much these last 2 years that I really almost always feel like I'm beating a dead horse. But when I get the freshness of people being like, this is what we needed to hear, I always am like, okay, damn. Um, at least I'm in the right area because I don't always think I'm in the right area. And this all goes back to Noah's triplets. I talk about all the black in the world. This goes back to Middle Earth. I'm gonna talk about all the black in the world. I'm building a case right now, a very serious one. By the time I've gotten things off the ground, the way that I know that they need to be gotten off the ground, these wicked evil ones could only pray that the Most High God of everything could only pray the Most High God of everything. Stops me. Adrian Smith, you are most definitely correct, sister. The presence of your loved ones speaks louder than words. I this is why I like this, because there's not so many people watching. Not so many people involved where there's people just talking out the side of their neck, you know, saying crazy ass shit that I can't relate to or I don't understand or I have to address. Uh, because I get to speak to y'all on this level. This is why I'm always upset about the people that I watch live stream or watch make videos because there's a feeling of they're not being as legitimate as they really could be with you. You know, I want to see these dudes who I've never seen before. Some of them I don't. Some of them can keep their face off a camera forever. But some of these dudes I would love to see. You know, not just what they look like, but their demeanor when they're saying these things. You know, are they just a fucking Autobot or are they a real person? You know, anyone can be autonomous. I was trained to be autonomous, to feel nothing, to have no mercy, literally, just like that. So when I get around people who are taught anything but that and get outside of that, all I can do is wave my hand in the air because they know they. I don't know. I don't understand what it is that they think they know. They don't know shit. This case that I'm working on, huge. The magnitude of it is gigantic. I've already made most of the case known. Our case is this. We have to build all the way up to Middle Earth. See, before we already had the foundation laid when I did the Middle Earth Connect. Because of known fuckery that took place soon thereafterwards, I wasn't able to do that. So I've had to take a whole new approach to Middle Earth, which is not even Middle Earth itself, because you have to be able to prove there's a Middle Earth to say that. So to go outside of that realm, I just have to prove Noah's sons are triplets. If I can prove without a shadow of a doubt that his sons are triplets, guess what that means, everybody? It means that the people that you deal with every day who don't look like you have to tell you where the fuck they came from. Think about this. Black people have lived in cold climates, warm climates, and all kinds of things for hundreds of years at a time. No kind of adaptations made. No, not one. I don't get it. I don't get it. So how can they say that? How can they say that about a people who, once again, they say that motherfuckers went up north to the mountains, hair fell down, nose was constricted, skin lightened, eyes turned blue. This shit is so crazy. I mean, when you think about it logically, it is the craziest shit ever. And it makes sense. And I'm not teaching. I'm a proctor, y'all. I've told y'all this before. I proctor information. If I feel like I'm teaching something, man, we'd have to be. I don't know where we'd have to be. I can tell you something, but you don't have to listen. That's how this works. That's how this works, Rogers. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Smith, Mr. Roderick Smith, that's how this works, brother. You know that. At any time, you can dip out. Right, hey, Andre, right, though, Andre, right. They don't be making no sense, do they? But this is what they'll do to us, though. This is what we do to ourselves. This is another question. Everybody who is here watching right now, this is one question. You know, I'm glad you are having things you believed as a child confirmed. Once again, to have your beliefs confirmed, there's almost no greater thing than that, you know, because it's a faith-based effort. Faith-based effort. Faith-based. And I know how that feels. This is a question I have to ask y'all. On what level, what frequency do you think it would take for you to get other people to understand just a little piece of the so-called proctoring that I do? Can you dig it? Because I'm just bridging the information. I'm going to bring you the information. If you know nothing about the information, that's one thing. But if you already have your mind made up on the information and then you're hearing things that either contradict or support what it is that you believe, now it's time to do a further investigation. You know, many moons ago, I had somebody tell me something like, Horace Butler's full of shit and you shouldn't listen to him. And I laughed because at the time I was all into it. And I didn't know that Horace Butler was talking about indigenous black people. It's okay. They can think you're crazy. People always think I'm crazy anyway. It's the way I look. But Horace Butler, that mother sucker. So we have that guy. He's a knucklehead. He can't help himself. However, Horace says black aboriginals are here first. Okay? Black aboriginals. Okay, Horace Butler. Word up, my brother. Only beef is, if anybody was here, what up, Mike Woodard? How you doing, big bro? The only beef, Horace Butler, is that if he's seen any one of the pictures that I showed that were in depiction of the same so-called black people, he would have to acquiesce on some level as to why they don't look like us all the way. You know, how can, once again, how can I look like this, get with a woman who looks like me, and then make a baby who is not only white skin, but the hair falls down? No beards. Say it. Say it, Mike. It's just one of those things, man. You know, you're not gonna make out of two black people a white baby. It's not gonna happen. Albino maybe, but Chinese make albinos. Albinos make albinos. Damn it. So it's just like, please. You know what I mean? Please. I was reading. I won't even call them extraterrestrial because if you really read the Bible and understand what you're reading, for the Most High to ever physically set foot on this shit, right? You know what? Scratch that. Let me read this question real quick, and let me get right back to that. Israelites have never been beardless, but the extraterrestrial thing, alien thing, huge. The Most High himself, you would call an extraterrestrial if he set foot on the planet. Would you not? He's not from Earth. Though he created Earth, he's not from Earth. I know that. I knows this. So the term extraterrestrial, I'm not going to say it's relative, but it's totally dependent on the function that we use it in. Because technically, the first men or and in Genesis 1, those people aren't made from earth. They're made from flesh. So I guess you could argue in a sense that they're extraterrestrial because they're actually not from earth themselves. You could actually say the only true terrestrials are the people from the Adamite bloodline. If you wanted to be technical, I ain't trying to be technical. I just want to be honest. And I do agree with you because it is extraterrestrial, but it's just a matter of how we use the word. It's a matter of the junction and the function. I say all the time, none of the statutes that are in the book that we call the Bible are from earth. They're not. They're not. They're not. They're literally not from people who are on this planet. They're not from beings on this planet. When Moses gets the rules he gets them from an angel. The angel's not from earth. So extraterrestrial, very appropriate, but it just depends on how we use that. They're not human. Oh well. They're human in the sense that we say we're all humans, but once again, if everybody was one, why don't we all make babies that look like they? Right? Yeah, they are of heaven. They are of heaven. But Mike Woodard, with that said, if you didn't watch the book of, I don't know why I want to call it the book of Sim, Spiritual Gumbo, Sim, the sons of Noah. When it reads about Noah in particular and his birth, and it compares him to the sons of God and how his father thought that his wife was sleeping around. Well, once again, how could a genetic predisposition be taken from you and you still be considered the people? You see what I'm saying? And when I say a genetic predisposition, that being like, if Noah's sons are triplets, let's say they're beardless and they have no facial hair. That means the advent of a beard is an anomaly. It's a genetic anomaly. Where did it come from? If they're all bearded, where did no beards come from? And lacks facial hair. These are genetic anomalies. So for the Most High to get mad at people for mixing blood with blood thousands of years ago, thousands, and these are black people, for a black man to tell you now it's okay to mix with a white person, they are out of their fucking mind. They're crazy. They literally don't know what they're talking. They literally don't know what they're talking about, bro. And if they use the scripture of Deuteronomy 20 to back themselves up, they had better show me the proof that they went and fought for that woman, whooped some ass and took some names for that woman. Because otherwise, I can't dig it. You see what I'm saying? As a black man, that's right. Cutting their beards to look like the others. Thank you. But the others were getting all the play. They were like, shit, if I shave, she gonna be on me too? Look at you. Blasphemous. I love it. Because it is blasphemous. But it's just, okay, so if recessive genetics are anomalous defects, we have to dictate what is recessive. Can you dig it? I know I'm going all in right now. I know I am. But this is part of what we have to do as a people. There's no group effort to say, slow down, look at everything going on. There's nobody saying that. I feel like I could be the only dude who's actually telling people to actually just look at people, look at them, look with your two eyes, nothing else, and make a distinction then. Only guy who will say, who will actually tie together the genetic part, and why the Most High would tell you not to blood mix. They mingle blood with blood. What is that? mixing your genetics, changing your genetic structure. I don't know what else it is, but I know you're doing that for sure. If you mix blood with blood, because it's not blood mixing if you're of the same blood. Can you dig it? Noah's triplets, baby. If they're not known as triplets, we have nothing. We have nothing. Andre Wickham said this. I was slowly starting to feel how important it was. I can now really understand that this is a whole lot to it. Noah's sons are triplets. If that's GMO, this was grown outdoors. Yeah, well, see, but here's the thing though, bro. Here's the thing though, bro. If we can say strange women are a no-no like the covenants with the heathen, right? But you have brothers who will say that Esau was the white man. Listen to what I'm saying, Mike. Listen to what I'm saying. If Esau was white, right, that totally makes null and void everything that I'm saying. But in a book that I'm reading called White Trash, I've already discovered or disclosed to you how Thomas Jefferson said that a person being 7/8 or 87.5% of the blood washes out or pretty much rids them of the other blood in their system. So if a man is 87.5% Gentile, Caucasian, white, and he's 12.5% Edomite, is that really Esau that you're looking at? Even if he's 25%, is that really Esau you're looking at? These are things. Takes 3 generations. I've been saying it to y'all for a long time, but Thomas Jefferson made it clear. 3 generations, and you can wash your genetics all the way out. So if y'all don't believe in my black and white skin or white and black skin concept, you don't have to. But a dude who lived hundreds of years ago was most indefinitely believing that that shit could take place. So, and y'all call him you call him a founding father. I don't call him that. He's a punk ass white boy to me. Y'all better stop calling him a founding father. He better become a punk ass white boy soon and very soon in your book. Well, you're like, how can you talk about somebody like that? He ain't shit. They told you your whole life, motherfucking Thomas Jefferson was married to a black woman, but she was quarter black. This is the only reason why he knew that his children being 87.5% European got rid of their so-called deemed them. You know what I mean? It redeemed them of their fucking African taint. Wow, African taint. Talk about slap to my face. You know something else that they say to you? They talk about how smart they are. If they were so fucking smart, why were their punk asses starving to death? Riddle me that. Riddle me that. Why were they starving to death? In a country where the land is so fertile, you could live off the land literally if you knew what you were doing. Riddle me that. How can people say that city life is better? And I know they don't know nothing. I 100,000 million% agree, because it's not right. But it doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what anybody here says. It matters what the world believes, you know, and the world believes that erecting buildings and so-called houses and apartment complexes and all that kind of shit, they think that is Oh yeah, man. Oh, eating everything. Man. Look, bro. Anytime you can read in a book written by a white woman about white people saying some shit like flesh alive and tear it, which makes no goddamn sense at all. Yet they use it. And don't nobody think that's ain't nothing wrong with flesh alive and tear it. Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. Straight cannibal talk. And don't nobody think that's weird. They think that's normal. But you got to remember, these motherfuckers was eating people. Once again, this is my beef. This is why I'm so pissed off. And then I'm gonna pull up a picture, and I'm just gonna show you the picture that I'm talking about of the women that they were blood mixing with when they first got here. Because it's easy for people to be like, "Oh no, the most of the native Indians were white skinned." No, the fuck they weren't. You know, and I'm not gonna entertain that. I'm not entertaining that. You know, they were black skinned people. For anybody to tell me anything other, I'm not with you right now. I'm not rocking with you. Nope, because that's bull. Because I've just seen too many. I've just seen too many of these pictures. I've seen way too many of them. And for people to be from foreign lands, distant and different from one another, for people to not respect that, and for people to think that it's just a happenstance, you know, oh, this is just coincidence. Motherfucker, please. You know, hold on a second. I'm almost to the picture right now. And once again, y'all, I just need you to be thinking like these are the same people. They came over here, white boys, and blood mixed with. So when I brought up the dirty yellow urchins that were inside of these people's cabins, okay, how could you get turned yellow if you white? Once again, man, we're gonna blow this picture up. Boom. Look at them. Look at these faces. Look at these women. These are all similar facial symmetry patterns that you have seen as you live right now. Look how straight their hair is. Look how long their hair is. My mother had an Indian grandmother, a black woman just like this. On her mama's, can you dig it? Her mama's mama is an Indian, just like this. Can you dig it? I know who I have in my bloodline. Okay. I know who I am. Okay. So this is one of those things. These are who the people, fucking white guys came over here and raped. You understand? It says in the book I'm reading, they had an aversion to raping these women. Yeah, y'all think I'm fucking tripping. Not y'all, but the people who are the naysayers. Because there's a lot of people who listen just to disagree. Okay? There's a lot who just want to disagree. They don't want to, they would love. Oh no, exactly. If we ain't shit, they ain't shit. And they do love their bloody meat. Here you go. No, they're savage. They're savage. But I can't talk too much about them because the black people you was just looking at, well, when they found them, they was running around ass naked. So I mean, you get what I'm talking about? Like, do you see why this shit is so deep? You see why it's so deep? No. Very few can handle the truth, sister. Very few. I'm not saying I can handle it all the time, but I will eventually accept it. There's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, bro. Well. See, no. See, what it is white people couldn't make babies fast enough. Okay. And this is where that RH negative, RH positive thing comes in. You got a lot of white boys from who are from back where they're from, who are blood mixed with people who were already black before, okay, who are RH positive. So when they came here, they were their bodies were genetically predisposed to being able to have children with a person who's RH positive as opposed to a person who's RH negative. You know, it's not about validating them or their stupidity. What they want is to be accepted as normal human beings because they know they're not. Understand this. Everything they've done since then is trying to humanize themselves. They dehumanized the black man so that way they could humanize themselves. You know, they made you the animal. They made me the animal so that way they would seem less barbaric. But their ways only seemed more barbaric. Yeah, that's it. They want to be human. That's the bottom line. They want to be people, and they're not. No soul constitution. That's right. Because your lifestyle has soul in it, brother. Your lifestyle is imbued with soul. So that's why they need that. They have to be around it. It's not a choice. When I was 16 years old, Alex Madison Day Clay Bracking, white boy, and he told me straight to my face. He said, Meech, don't laugh at me. I told y'all this before. He said, bro, I wish I was black. He said, man, he said, I really wish I was black. He's like, I think I would look, this quote unquote, I think I would look so fucking cool if I was black. If I had an afro, if I had lips like you guys, he's like, if I just grew a fucking, all that. He's like, dude, he's like, bruh. No, never forget. Oh, no. But my dude Al straight told me, this is a white dude with brown hair, blue eyes. He was born with blonde hair and blue eyes. That's that Norwegian blood. You know what I'm saying? The Norwegian people, sometimes Polish people are built like that, like dudes like Clint Eastwood, stuff like that. However, um, for a man to tell you, well, he's a man now, you know, but as a child to tell you when you guys are just diddy bopping driving around in his car, and he has way more than you'll ever have, and he's like, dude, I really wish I was black. It's the crazy. I mean, even to this day, I can't get over it. I'm not over that one. Yeah, Nordic, whatever you want to say. But not all Nords have brown hair and blue eyes. A lot of them are blonde hair, blue eyed people. Blonde hair, green eyed, green eyed, red hair, blue eyed. As a man named Scribe would say, human chimeras. You know, and I'm not. Once again, I'm not throwing nobody under the bus. But if your ass grow yellow hair and blue eyes, and your uncles have brown hair and brown eyes, somebody got to ask. You got to ask some questions. You got to ask some questions. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. You got to ask some questions. You know, I know most white people know they're not. Most white people know they are not human. It's not even a thought to them. They know they're not. For them, doing violence is like eating a steak. It's really normal. What does the mailman look like? Mailman, I'm not sure I follow you. Right? Well, of course they put in all their movies that they're not humans, but still, we have to we have to accept that first. Do you black people accept that? Because that's the difference. You got to be willing to say to yourself, I know this motherfucker is not my people. He ain't a watered down version of my people. He never was my people. She never was my people. They always been whoever they are. Why would the Most High consider somebody a Gentile and not call him a man? I mean, does nobody ever find that like disconcerting? He calls them Gentiles, not men or women, as if there's something wrong with their genetics. Oh, mailman or not, how do you get, once again, before there's a mailman, if Sim, Ham, and Japheth are triplets, how do you get there? How do you get to that point? Do you see what I'm saying? This is why Middle Earth is so huge. This is why Pangea in the Bible is so huge. This is why Genesis chapter 10, verse 25. And to Eber were born two sons, the name of one, Peleg, because in his days the earth was divided, and the name of his brother, Joktan. So when people read that the earth was divided and don't put in their mind that the earth had to have been one whole piece in order for it to have been divided, then before that, that the people were all one race and one lip. Before that, meaning they all looked the same, all talked the same, they were the same, meaning you couldn't mingle blood with your own people. It makes no sense. So where do these people come from is the question. I say Middle Earth. What say you, my friends? Keep in mind the flood. Keep in mind the flood. The flood killed everything on, I cannot repeat, on the dry land. So this is where we're at, y'all. This is literally where we, once again, it takes more than getting over yourself at this point. This takes a level of, are you really ready for this? Are you really willing to accept all that? So every time you see a good looking Gentile, check yourself. Check yourself. You better check yourself. Because otherwise, you risk your child being that of the mixed multitude who don't make it. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Right on. See, once again, being a stranger, because maybe you're not as much Israelite as you think. And then, if we all think that they came from Middle Earth, fuck it. Let's say we know they came from Middle Earth. The only prognosis to this is that they knew there was a flood coming. They burrowed into the ground and stayed there. There was hundreds of years after the flood, hundreds, until Eber was born. Think about that. Hundreds of years they were underground. No, they didn't just hide. They conserved themselves. They preserved themselves. But you guys got to think about this. This goes back into the things that I talk about with, like, if the seed of the fallen angels made it, why couldn't Cain's seed have made it? Who was a true Adamite, who looks just like you know who. Man, this shit is so fucking deep. It's so deep. It's so fucking deep. I got one for you, and I bet you, once again, bless you. It goes over most people. No, right. They're not from this planet biologically, but nobody really is. But they're not made from the dirt. They're not made from the dirt. That's the definitive difference between us and them for the most part. You know, we are a different species of people. And for those of you on the East Coast, oh no, no, listen. We were told that Noah told these people of the flood, right? But when we read the Bible, Noah doesn't warn anybody. Noah just builds his boat. See what I'm saying? Noah just builds his boat. So the Most High told the fallen ones through Enoch what was to take place, because Enoch's dwelling place was with the angels. I'm almost positive, more than likely, Enoch told these dudes, because I'm pretty sure Andre Wickham told me that either he told them or they knew themselves, one of the two. But the Most High hides nothing from no one. He hides nothing. He hides nothing. See what I'm saying? They knew already. So the same 100 years that Noah had to build a boat, they had 100 years to dig their way into ground and then to cover up the holes so that way when the water did pour through the little bit that it didn't drown and flood them out. This is why the quarries, as they call them, in the Grand Canyon are built the way that they're built, and all other kind of cave-like formations on the inside. They built them like that. This is why we're going through what we're going through. Once again, we have people who have access, more than likely still, to resources and technology we'll never have access to. I wouldn't be surprised if the dudes in Middle Earth weren't dealing with like lightsabers and shit like that for real. And I'm not talking crazy. I'm being dead ass serious. Y'all really think a dude like George Lucas created Star Wars on his own? They can say he channeled energies and this, that. Man, that motherfucking punk ass white boy didn't do none of that. When you're their children, they'll just come talk to you. These dudes make me laugh, and they think that all these guys had a breakthrough doing drugs. They all don't do drugs to have those breakthroughs. The fallen ones are going to deal with their children. If they think they stand a chance fighting against the Most High, and we all know that they stand not a snowball's chance in Hades. But if they think they do, they got to get their children on that. Every last one of them. We always talk about the wheat and the tare. The fallen angels are that smart. They're way smarter than you and I, bro. The fallen angels are far more intelligent than you and I will ever be, JP Hope. Far more intelligent. These white people don't have to be smart. Their mamas and daddies are smart for them. Oh, they know who built the underground cave systems. They know who built that shit. That's why they don't go down there. Yes, people are still living in Middle Earth as we speak. Frodo Baggins and Sam and all in there right now kicking it. Waiting for their chance to get up here and fuck some shit up. I understand that, JP Hope. Right. Look, you know why we're all so excited about this conversation? Because you don't get to talk about this with nobody else. No one. And because I live in a building and not outside and I'm bringing this message, it's bearable to listen to. Brothers and sisters, you've got to bring this message to your people for us. A part of us crying out is us letting us know where we're at. How can they cry out if they don't know that they're surrounded by motherfuckers who, excuse my language, curmudgeons who could care less about them? And when I say care, I literally mean they don't care. They don't care about us. The movies tell us a lot, but we have to also recognize the movies also play a red herring. Because the red herring in the movie is that they act as if their fallen asses are going to help, and they know they're not. And they know they're not. Right, a doomsday city in Texas. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. See, that kind of shit is crazy. That's crazy talk, you know? And it's just like, bruh, I don't understand how we all could, how we all could, you know, see these things, hear these things, and just ignore them. You know, we so badly as people, just like I told my dad today, and I love my dad because you know, Roger Spice, man, I don't know, man. You know, he must be praying for my dad, you know, because my dad is a knucklehead like or I'm a knucklehead like him. And I pray for my dad too, but you know what I mean. Roger Spice is really, I really do appreciate bro a lot, y'all. That's when I say that's my nigga, I'm gonna go out my way for bro. I go out my way for bro. If y'all ever need me to go out my way for you, just say something. I'm him. I know I don't seem like it, but I am him. I am that guy. You know what I'm saying? Look it up. I don't know JP Hope. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look it up too though. But I'm sure they wouldn't have brought up a doomsday city in Texas if there wasn't, you know, some type of talk of it. People are living like it's golden, but people aren't living like it's golden. You know what I mean? Jill Scott was around 16 years ago. There hasn't been no Jill Scott, you know, type music in a long time. So I hope they're not living life like it's golden, baby girl. I really would hope. I would hope not. Don't ask me how I know about Jill Scott. Can you dig it? I just know. However, oh no, yeah, no. In Missouri, they got underground. Look, they got underground cities everywhere. The underground city in Seattle. What you think that's for? The doomsday out here, so-called doomsday. They can't get away though, y'all. There's no escaping the Most High. Did the Most High not say those who bury themselves in the? You feel me? Everybody who's in the earth. In short, the Most High said, "I'm going to get that ass." And anybody who wants to disagree can disagree. But I'm just saying, you know. Oh, they can't get away, but y'all know what I'm saying. They can. You can never get away. You can never get away. We can try. And JP, you should stay in the house as much as possible. I'm a professional hermit. Professional. If I actually did a whole chronicle of a 24, hour period and show people like how little I go outside if I have to, y'all will be like, God damn, this nigga is a hermit. He don't do shit. But I do, but I don't. Because I attempt to not to. When I get this hot dog stand off the ground, I'm only gonna do that, and then I'm coming home. I don't hang out places. I love being at home too. I love it. Cause somebody coming here acting up, you already know what can happen. You already know what can happen. Trying to live. Man, it's a blessing, y'all. This is a funny one. Here we are, congealed, kicking it, and I don't know. We're actually able to speak We can talk. And being able to talk has allowed all these things to come out. You know, it's nice to just be able to speak on these things. Once again, they make our whole lives about tennis shoes and makeup and sex. Like, that's it. They don't want your life to be about nothing else. So I always feel that there's more we can do as people. I know there's more we can do as people to be better off. But the feeling is in just how they react when we actually do something other than are violent or are oversexed or underprivileged, malnourished, ill-educated, ill-mannered, ill-tempered. You understand? Pretty much just uncouth altogether. You got to, man, you have to speak the blessings, man. You got to speak a blessing upon yourself, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all something I don't really ever really talk about, almost never. When I go out to Seattle and I look forward to being the best person that I can sometimes. Sometimes I just look forward to just going home because I just hate the area. But there's other days where, like last night and the night before, I had a really good time with the people. I was talking to Andre Wickham earlier, and we chopped it up, and I was telling him about this brother. You know, he didn't even do nothing. He just swept. You know, I mean, he swept. I'm not gonna lie, say he didn't do anything, but you know what I mean. His effort was minimal at best, a minimal effort, and that's all I wanted from him because you know I tried to let him help me one time before. You know, he liked to get a nigga killed, so nope, we won't have you letting anything heavy falling on me. However, he wanted an extra dollar after I paid him, and I told him no, and it tickles me till now because I was like, no, man, no. And this dude was like, come on, man. He said, my brother, my cousin, my brother, my cousin, or my cousin, my brother, whatever order he said it in, it touched me so much so that it's not like I had to fold, but it was like, I feel like I need to give this to you now. Cause it was like, you went there. You went there. You went there. You went to that level, you know, and I love it because he went to that level and he took it there. And it was humility, humility that was felt. I always feel humble. I always cry for black people. Makes my heart hurt when I see what happens to us, whatnot. And nothing I can do. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Totally helpless. That's why I said that. I'm not racist, but I cry a lot. They don't know what it's like to be in the frying pot. I'm trying to tell y'all, they really don't. They don't. They have no idea. Had a punk ass white boy tell me I need to stop giving my people a dollar or two. Then when I told him why I did it, he couldn't even understand. I said I do it to keep them in the same place that they're at. He's like, what? I said, their mentality, bro. Because once again, if you don't deal with people, you don't know that they're actually a sane person who's functioning on all levels. So I'd rather give you a couple dollars, you go get high, and you maintain, than you not get high, and now you're not maintaining, and now you're doing things that are outside of your character, which you getting high is already outside of your character. I seen at least a dozen people, if not more than a dozen, the time that I've been in Seattle, stop smoking crack cocaine. And 8 of them at least dealt with me directly, directly dealt with me. I've had people whose lives got better. They were like, because I listened to what you said to do. And then they stopped doing what it is that I had said to do in the first place. And then guess what? Now they're diminished again. I've got to see the full rotation of just the magnitude of the word of the Most High, and His word be true. I don't say I'm anointed. Other people say I'm anointed. I don't say any of these things about myself other than I'm smart. I'm smarter than people think I am. That's it. I give myself that much. But outside of that, I don't give myself much. So how could it be that these other people think that there's something special about me? I don't think there's anything special about me. Most time I think I'm a piece of trash and I could do better. I don't think there's anything about me. I think there's anything about anybody that makes them oh so special, other than them being willing. I have an overt willingness, if you guys have not realized this yet. Overt willingness. I don't care. Stopped caring a long time ago. And I really stopped caring once the facade of what I thought was going to be my family was shattered to pieces. I don't have to care. All I have to do is do the right thing. That's it. That's it. As long as I do the right thing, nothing else matters. So while I attempt to do the right thing for my people, because it's right by you to do right by you, that I may do right by the Most High, I do these things. Wasn't in my greater mind years ago to share information with you, some of the things I already knew. It took me getting totally devoured to want to share anything with people. I'm talking about like I was facetiously objective to everything because I could be. Roger Spice, my brother, loves to say I'm the best attorney, the Most High's best attorney, and I love when he says that because I just laugh to myself because I'm just like, I have argued some ridiculous points in my life. So it's ironic that this brother, no reason to say that about me, other than that's how he perceives what I do. To say something about me that people always say, like, you'd be a really good lawyer. People always tell me, you'd be an excellent lawyer. And it hurts because when you know that you've used an ability to do all the wrong things on purpose, and it takes you getting, once again, devoured to get off your fucking high horse, to fall off the pedestal, to bump your head on your soapbox all the way down because you were that high up in your mind. So this is one of those things. And I didn't even have much. And in my mind, I was that high up. So understand, I can laugh about this because I know these Hebrew Israelites weren't shit. Man, let me keep her 100 with you, Roger Smith. Since you come so 100. My father, till this day, dibbles and dabbles in crack cocaine. Do you understand that? To this day. Maybe he'll never leave off till he dies. Maybe he will before. The thing is that it's so awkward because he has matched the years of living of his father. I'm different, sister. I can't say that I'm better, but I am different. I won't take the high end of that compliment, but I will most definitely take the initial blessing of it. I have learned a lesson, but I'm not sure if I'm a better person. I couldn't even imagine being a better person, than the person that I used to think that I'm telling you guys, before I was right here, if I was at this level when I was me before, I would have everything that I need, And then I don't know, like maybe I'd be in like a little ass cocoon or something like that, where the whole world is just blocked off to me. But like that's not what happened, you know. My father to this day, like I said, is imbued in this life. He works, he maintains himself. I ever tell you I'm a crack baby? Born a month early, 5 pounds, no ounces. I'm sure I've said it before, but it's just one of those things. You try not to worry about too much. You try not to stress too much or blame anybody for. Because my father ain't on no boat, no plane, or no trains to ship nothing in or out this country, nor the other people that were made victims. But that's the reality that I live in. That's my world, my earth. So, once again, this is the reality of planet Earth that you live on. My brother, so stupid, got with the woman who already had like 4 children, gave her a baby who is my nephew, looks just like my son. It's like my son and his son could pass for brothers. It's fucking crazy. Excuse my language. And me and my brother have different fathers. So that just goes to show you how strong the genetics of my mother are. However, now I have to be responsible for this little child in so many ways. And deal with his nonsense. Can you dig it? All this shit, all this stuff. And you're just like, you just ask yourself, like, when have I had enough? When have I, and then I think about slaves, and then I'm just like, I could have never had enough. I could never have enough of this life. This is so much easier than being a slave. Thank you, Father, for not making me a slave like that. I'm still a slave, just not getting whipped on my fucking back, and not being made less of a man every moment that I'm pretty much around a white person. Yes, the Most High has still allowed me to have this level of understanding. This juice is most definitely worth the squeeze. Most definitely. Oh. It's a painful squeeze though, my friend. Oh, picking cotton, building roadways, cutting down trees. None of that shit we got to do daily. Man, I thank the Most High every day. And then to have a punk ass white boy come and give your woman who you've already given children to come and give her a child. Wow. Motherfucking devil. And make you raise the baby. Anyway. There's a level that we have to get off in. There's a level that we really have to find ourselves and explain ourselves to ourselves. Because you're not going to fix a damn thing unless you fix you first. There's a saying in the Marine Corps. It goes something like, unfuck yourself. People don't like that kind of language. Right on, brother. Right on. People don't like that kind of language. They think it's incendiary, but it's the truth. In any branch of the military, you can pretty much hear that. But in the Marine Corps, because you're dealing with a lot of low IQ white people, they're going to say things that are low IQ, if you can dig it. It's not their fault. It's not their fault. One last thing before I stop all this nonsense, because I wanted to show you all this about the Assyrians. So let me find the pictures while I diggy bop and talk. And the pictures are pretty much just of an Assyrian guy next to a horse. He's bigger than the horse, right? And what's amazing about the picture is that I have other pictures of other Assyrians, right, who are not that big. They're not taller than a horse for sure. And then you know, with that said, you know, with them not being taller than a horse, they're also you know, the regular looking people. But anyhow, let me pull up this picture of this Assyrian real quick. And then, because I'm right here, and then I'm gonna have to go and find another picture of another Assyrian, and then lock this stuff into your photographic memory, please. Do me that much. Thank you very much. So that way I don't have to, you know, because I didn't know that YouTube would be so funny style as opposed to letting me share my screen and what it would let me share. One moment. Boom. So look, real quick, we're gonna blow this picture up. That's two Assyrians. I want you to look at the facial hair formation on this dude, right? One guy looks like he cuts off his little mustache. The other guy looks like he might grow it. Full spread all the way across. Look at the hair, the glass. Look, let's skip this one. Same picture now. I want you to really look at this. They're taller than the horses. The dude in front of them is a little bit taller than them, right? He has a shaved face. If it's not shaved, how do you not grow a beard? Once again, and these two guys can. Got to explain the genetic anomaly there. So we're gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he shaves. However, they're taller than the horses that they're with. Now, I can show you pictures right now of regular people who were taller than horses. So these could just be two regular dudes who were next to two horses that they're taller than. You know what I'm talking about? Like, and I you're like, there ain't no pictures like that. These are a special breed of horse. Or I mean, they might not they these are a special breed of horse. I know that these are gigantic horses from the fucking Middle East, you know, with two gigantic ass dudes right next to them. However, I have other pictures that will show you that there's guys, and I'll bring them out, but I don't want to go through all the trouble right now. So I'm gonna exit out of this. These are Assyrian people. Okay, keep that in your mind. I'm gonna reshare my screen again, and I'm gonna go back in and get the pictures for my spiritual gumbo folder, and then bring up pictures of the Assyrians chasing out Hebrews and Chaldeans being chased by the Assyrians. I want to say, shit is so crazy. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, and they want you guys to believe all the nonsense. They just said the craziest stuff I ever heard. You know, like when I say the craziest things I ever heard, the craziest. And you know what? This is a better one. I like this one better. No, I'll just start with this. We'll work our way down. And then we'll go ahead and share my screen again. Come on, Google, go back and funny. Alrighty. Hold on. They might have done. No, hold on. Let me go ahead and stop that real quick because they might be acting funny. So let me go ahead and do this the smart way. Why is this not a window? 1 second. 1 second. That's mine. Bam, bam, bam. There we go. Here we are. So, just in case you did not know or could not tell, look at the beard formation of this jackass right here. The straight combed down beard, right? Or maybe his beard grows like that, but I'm going to say that he combs it down. Look at this guy. The rounded beard holds to his face. These are Hebrews that they're exiling. This is an Assyrian guy. Does he look like he's super duper hovering over these guys right here? You understand what I'm talking about? So if this is a representation of an Assyrian who was standing next to a horse who was taller than it, how would these Israelite men not be taller than the horse or as big as the horse? So to call them gigantic is stupid, right on? Unless we go back to what I was saying about earlier about if any of Cain's children made it through the flood and came up out of Middle Earth still looking like niggas, it would give credence to some of them being larger black people. And these other guys who were normal sized, regular sized, are the seed of Abraham. However, that's never been dictated to you by anybody. Look at this Assyrian relief. Hebrews being sent into exile. Look at this dude. He's shorter than all of them. And they're all bigger than him. You gonna say that these guys are giants because they're bigger than this Assyrian? Or are you gonna say that he's just regular size or he's a little bit smaller than whatever, and these are all just larger Hebrew men, larger big black dudes? I want you to really think about what I'm saying right now from whatever tribe, because they all look similar. This is something that actually does matter. Assyrian relief again. Look at the beard on this guy. It's combed straight. Look. His beard is just starting to grow. He ain't got enough for it to comb down yet, right? But these guys before him do, and look how much longer their hair is than his. Where his hair is just up on his, just up right by his shoulders, right? 1 second. Bam. Go back. His is right there too, but you can tell that his hair is longer. Like you can look and just see by the way that the whole positioning of the body, all that stuff. So, and then this guy, clearly, once again, he's standing straight up. His hair just falls right there. It's not like bushes on the back of his neck coming to his shoulder. Beard combed out. Look at these guys with the same kind of hair that if I throw some water on my hair right now and let the shrinkage sink in, This is going to happen. Notice the absence or the divot in the face on either one of these guys from the facial hair, right on, as the beard supposedly grow. Notice that they're about the same height as the Assyrian. These are things you have to look at. You can't just let somebody tell you something, dude, and then just take their word for it. You see what I'm saying? So if we go back again, I'm not about to the other Assyrian people who were standing right next to horses. Bless you, guys. I mean, do you get what I'm saying? Do you really follow me? Like, the seed of Cain actually might have made it out of the earth and could be some of these imposter black races that we have heard about, you know, which is why they look a certain type of way. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying nothing. But if I were to give you something right now to tell you that King Saul was a head taller than all the other Israelites, right? A head taller means that, bam, you're about 6 inches taller, 7 inches taller. So let's say he's 6'3". Let's say everybody else is about 5'9", 5'10". Still, they're not super duper big people. You understand that? And he was considered tall to that standard. Whatever the height was, right on, he was considered tall, a whole head higher than everyone else. So think about that. Think about that. Think about it. See what I'm saying? So being tall for African Americans should actually be an anomaly. It's not something that you should actually be like, oh, we should all be super duper tall. Like, no, that doesn't actually make sense. It actually goes against what the word has written down. It wouldn't have been an amazing thing that Saul was such a tall dude if everybody was fucking tall. So this is one of those things, you know. So this is where we're at. This is where we're at. If you want to believe that all the seed that came up from Middle Earth, just because it says the word Gentile doesn't. Once again, consortium of things. Consortium. Can you dig it? They are it's the massing of this group to actually give any one of them what I'm looking for, credence over the other. It would be crazy, you know. So no matter how you want to say it, it's a group. You understand me? Of things, but they're all associated somehow. Can you dig? You can't come back up to top earth with Adamite skills unless you're an Adamite. Do you understand that? And when I say Adamite skills, that means cultivating the land. You have to, that has to be something that's bred into you. You have to be, the land has to be, once again, you have to know that these things have to be bred into you, literally. I don't have much more right now. Because you guys know I shoot off the top of my head. I freestyle. I don't too much have nothing written down, so I just kind of just come and go with this. But there has to be a level where it bridges together. If the Indo-European people aren't all white people, and some of them do look kind of black, well, what are the chances that the agriculturalist and the metal worker, right on, are not of the seed of Adam, Cain's children? Y'all gotta understand, Cain is the first actual dude that you know to actual cultivate the land. Though Adam was made to cultivate it, Cain is the first dude you actually know who's mentioned to cultivating the land. Give him his due freaking credence. Also in his bloodline. of people who have the ability to learn was a child who was the first artificer of brass and iron. So this is your metal worker. So you have agriculture and you have metalworking covered. All you need is your warfare fighter to complete your Indo-European, your pasty face mud sucker. You guys already know what I'm talking about. Read the Bible and really understand. Tell me of one time of warfare being mentioned, until you read of Abraham. Tell me of one time, and I'll stop talking about what I'm talking about. Middle Earthers brought all that shit with them. Every piece of it. Every piece of it they brought with them. And until people are able to accept this and understand it, and therefore fall in line with it, it does not matter. It means nothing. It's just me speaking and you listening, right? And even if you apply it, and the fool that you tell, a fool, I can say a fool because there are fools on this earth. The fool that you tell who it falls on deaf ears to, right? Because they just, I can't believe what I'm hearing right now. That's why. That's why we're still here and not there. Separate yourself from these people. They're not your people. All the black in the world, all the black in the world, my friends, is not going to save you. Not going to keep you safe from the Most High. And it damn sure ain't going to make you a God come that day. And if you are one come that day, he has said you're a God, not you. You had better beware. You had better beware. With that said, y'all, I appreciate your time. It's 9:27 p.m. I understand that y'all are working on East Coast Standard Time. You understand that? That Atlantic time. I respect that. I appreciate y'all for staying with me. Roger Smith, Adrian Smith, Roger Spice, Timmy Browser, uh, JC Hope, Wavy Ben Israel, Mike Woodard, Andre Wickham. That's it. And Bridget Joseph, somebody who was here way earlier. Right on. I had to look up here to make sure I didn't leave nobody out. Miss Bridget Joseph, somebody I would have totally not said anything about if I wasn't better about. Once again, I properly vet myself. However, it has been an honor. I thank you for your time. I love you all so very much. I really do. I pray that everything that we're going through gets better. I pray that what you do is edification first to the Most High and then to your own soul. May He that has created all be with us. Blessed be He, the Most High God of Israel, the God of Abraham, the God of Nachor, and their father Terah. I appreciate you once again. Salute you. Guys, take it easy.